Hello, folks. Thank you for listening to Two in the Cooler. If it's your first time listening, appreciate you guys. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two in the Cooler. Check us out on YouTube as well, but be sure to follow us on social media. That way you'll be able to vote in the Who Would Win of the Week polls that we do every week, and you'll be able to check out all the clips that we post each day. So thank you guys. You can also rate and subscribe the podcast on Apple Podcasts. I've said it a million times, I have no idea why that is like the standard for a good podcast, but it still is for some reason. So that helps us out a lot when you do that. So thank you guys. If you guys, are longtime listeners to the 42 episodes that we've done so far, I hope you're watching the video because you might notice a little something different. We are in studio today, first ever episode in studio. So it's going to be a lot different, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We just finished recording the episode with our good buddy Noah Asklar, who's just wrecking shit on Twitch right now, so be sure to check him out on Twitch. Nasklar_ is his name on there. So thank you guys for listening. Be sure to check him out. Let's get down to business here. This episode of Two in the Cooler comes to you in affiliation with Instacart. Instacart is, without a doubt, the best way to get your groceries. It was imperative to the 2020 grocery buying experience, and that's carried into 2021. Because with COVID still going on, you don't want to go to the grocery stores. And, hopefully this vaccine and things will be getting out. People will be getting better. But right now, we honestly just can't bank on that. So why not use Instacart to get some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your door in as little as 1 hour? Here's the thing, the best part that I need to mention to you. Right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. All you have to do is hit the link in the show notes and get that deal for yourself. All right, people, I know you want to see the studio. I know you want to listen to this episode. It was so fucking fun. I cannot express to you what a great fucking time we had with Noah. So, folks, thank you for listening. Here we go. Get into the episode. Let's do it. Boom. There it goes. That's
We're
it.
Fucking here.
That's the show. And I got it's all going on. We had to kind of we had to stop it dead. But I guess the first thing we should say is here obviously
this is live? This is happening?
Yeah, this is it.
We're going.
Brother, we're
we're in it.
This is the end game.
Yeah,
brother.
let me put on. Yep. Okay, I'm ready.
So things look a little different now for sure because the exciting news, we've got the studio.
We've
been talking about it for like a...
Put on some more.
Oh my God. I don't know what that means.
The studio might have been a bad idea. There's a lot of fun that can be had in this place. We're sitting here together.
This would be a problem for I'm just telling you all for the next, until we all perish as a unit, this is going to be a problem for people. Because some people don't even like listening to me regardless. And I have access to social media and I have a cell phone. So I can display my opinion and bold takes as fresh as I can, as much as I want. And now we have this. Listen to my voice right now.
It sounds really crisp and clear.
Isn't it cool?
This is, so like Andrew said, big announcement. The studio's up and running. Shout out to Andrew. Everything looks unbelievable.
Crazy.
A lot of new gizmos and gadgets.
Every gizmo,
the content is only going to be getting better here. As Andrew just makes a little minor adjustment there.
This doesn't even feel real, man.
I know it's pretty crazy. So shout out to Andrew for that. Shout out to everybody who, I guess has kind of helped us get here, and I'm really excited. And as you guys already know, Noah Asklar is rejoining the podcast today for our not only our first podcast in studio, but our first ever in-person podcast, even between Andrew and I.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Real quick, anyone that's jealous out there, yeah, you should be. Anyways.
Well, I didn't really think about it until earlier this week when I was setting all this stuff up. But we've never like this is I think the 43rd episode of this podcast, and we've never been in the same room to do it
as each other, let alone a guest.
Yeah, so it's a little weird, looking
yeah,
at you.
I know. We all keep looking over.
Stop looking at the monitor. You guys are amateurs.
Yeah,
that's
we're
the problem.
not.
See, I'm
not
a pro.
as
I'm
experienced
been on
used to
TV all
one
around.
camera, and it's right
yeah, right in front of my face. I can always see myself. That's one of my specialties is looking at myself.
I can't believe I didn't think of that. That's a huge problem.
Put up a wall right here. But I'm goddamn excited here, folks. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a great Who Would Win of the Week. Just to get it out of the way, I wanted to bring up something right away. I want Noah to touch on it if he can. Andrew, I don't know if you've seen anything about it. I don't even know if Noah's seen anything about it. Have you seen everything that's going on between Barstool and the NWHL? Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
So the Women's Hockey League?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a Barstool fan. I think that's, everybody knows that. I'm somebody who supports Barstool, and there's a lot of people out there who have an outdated image of Barstool as this, horrible company who does whatever it needs to do, blah, blah. And I do think that's very outdated.
Super outdated.
So Barstool's CEO, Erica Nardini, female CEO, who came in.
That's a girl.
I want to say back in 2016 when she started, and since then, and Dave Portnoy talked about all this in a emergency press conference, as he calls them, but took them over the past few years from a $15 million company to almost $1 billion company. She's done a fantastic job.
Holy shit.
And on top of that, Barstool's 3 out of their 4 top executives, so not including Dave, the other 3, all female.
That's not male.
Yes. So anyway, Barstool gets this bad image, whatever. Erica Nardini, Andrew's writing that down. Erica Nardini, their CEO, genius, whatever. You call her whatever you want. She's unbelievable. She's a huge hockey fan. Loves hockey. And obviously a person in a position of power with a sports and entertainment media outlet like Barstool and a female, she's always wanted to support the NWHL. She's talked about buying a team. She's given them, pretty much free press through Barstool, and she's had some of their players on her podcast, Token CEO, where she talks about what it's like to run a business like Barstool and navigate that world.
All right, so what's the beef?
Okay, so out of the blue the other day, a few journalists that cover the NWHL, and one specifically who is actually also a social media manager for one of the teams, fired off some tweets, just straight up taking shots for
no reason.
Yes, at Erica Nardini, saying we don't want her or Barstool to have anything to do with our league because we don't agree with whatever they're about. So all of a sudden, she sees the tweet and just a fairly simple response hey, I don't know why this was unprovoked. All I've ever tried to do was help the league and benefit them, blah, blah. So you're talking about the NWHL, who has been struggling for years now, and there's been mergers, there's been strikes, their players union has had issues because there's not enough money in the sport, and that's kind of the problem with all female sports. And then
even hockey itself still.
Yeah, exactly. Even men's professional hockey
That's
out of the
point.
big
Not a
4
good
sports
market.
is still the only
on Twitch right now, to put it in perspective, because it's not worldwide. And honestly, this took me, as stupid as this point is, I didn't realize how long it took me a while to realize why there are not more black NHL players and hockey players, and it's because obviously the pricing. If it's soccer or basketball, dude. Soccer, you take a ball, you don't even need a net. Basketball, there's hoops everywhere. You don't even need a hoop. You can just dribble wherever. But it took me a while to realize why there's not more black hockey players. I didn't realize how grateful I was.
So, and that's a big thing with that hockey's been moving towards, right? Hockey is for everyone.
Real quick though, so on Twitch they have about 400 people every day who watch NHL 21. That's to put it in perspective. Fortnite has about 90 to 100K every day watching.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
it's
how
only
many did you say?
400, only 400 people.
Yeah, it's
400
not
viewers.
It's
So
not a
there's
very big
times-
Holy
market.
shit.
There's times that I've streamed and I've been the highest, the person with the most viewers streaming NHL, which is cool because COD is a very oversaturated market, and if I'm at the top, people are going to be more prone to click to it. Anyways, back to what you were saying.
So, and then all of a sudden this beef breaks out.
Hockey does not make money.
This beef breaks out between Barstool and the NWHL, and Barstool fans, as you know, they're I'm not gonna say cult because that makes them come off in
it's
a bad
half
way.
a cult, half
But
not a cult.
they're very like passionate people, right? They support this company, and everybody kind of was in the same boat where they're like, well, how could the NWHL be so oblivious to the fact that the reason that they struggle is because they need to get eyes on the project virtually.
Literally.
Talking all the way back to
Literally.
Scoop, right? They need opportunity to grow. They need viewership. They need all that. And Barstool is sitting here, a sports, lifestyle, entertainment, media company, a gambling company, wants to get involved with a sports league that is pretty much hanging on by a thread because they don't have the exposure that's necessary to keep themselves afloat. And now because you have a few people who came out and said it, like these few reporters came out and called out Barstool for their so-called, the way that they view the company, and everybody else started following in line. Players, the league itself even released a statement pretty much backing that information. Like players from the league were even tweeting like Barstool is a white supremacist company, stuff like this.
Good
And
Lord.
so Dave Portnoy comes on and he did exactly what I would have done in this situation.
Yeah.
He said, one, like Erica is a fucking genius. Like you guys are the stupidest motherfuckers ever for taking this stand just because you're too afraid to stand up to cancel culture.
You were gonna get support, but now they're gonna literally the league. They literally just shot themselves.
So
in the foot.
exactly. So
That
Dave
is so
Portnoy
low.
came out and said, he posted videos that Erica's too nice to do this because she supports the league. She doesn't want to come on here and trash talk it, even though all you guys are doing is burying them, because at the end of the day, all she wanted to do in the first place was help grow the game. She loves hockey. She plays hockey. She wants to grow the women's hockey
I
market.
don't even like Barstool that much. I respect the fuck out of Dave Portnoy. I've got one or two things I gotta say. But that is one of the stupidest things they could have done.
Yeah.
Because to get support, you need to support other things.
So like,
And real quick,
just
what you were saying earlier too about an outdated version. The way I view Barstool is, Barstool has a lot of people that they literally make fun of that are fans of it. That's my funniest. That's my fun. Like those dudes that like the Chads. There's Chads that like Barstool and don't realize that Barstool's making fun of them. All their content makes fun of Chads. It doesn't. People see that though, and they're like, my biggest thing with Barstool though, which is so cool about Barstool, is I don't watch SportsCenter. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch any of that shit, dude. It's just gross what they cover. They'll cover like what toothpaste he uses, and not actual things. And obviously, media is gonna have its biases, blah blah blah. But Barstool entered into that place that was dominated by NBC, ESPN, like NBC Sports,
major media companies,
and he built his own and rivals it, and now has the ability, built it from nothing. Now rivals it. My biggest beef with Dave Portnoy is he's a Boston fan. That's literally irrelevant.
Sure.
That's literally not even relevant. But people have, and then for a while I had a little bit of a take on Barstool where I was like, dude, this is like, because I have a roommate, or I used to have a roommate who's literally has everything Barstool. But one of my best friends ever, fucking great dude. But my biggest issue with all of that is, look, they had a golden opportunity. I don't want to watch a single women's National Hockey League game because of that right now. I didn't really have plans to.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now that, sure, my one viewership means nothing. But to them, it means a lot because they don't have many viewers.
And
well, here's the other thing I think they're all underestimating, and you kind of just alluded to this, is that Barstool is a company that, of course, rivals all those others. And I think a big part of that is because of the way that company is able to build not just a large fan base, but an intensely loyal fan base. Super passionate.
This is the end of the story. I mean, go and look it up by yourself. I went on a Twitter rant about it. I did, but whatever. Go look it up. Create your own opinion on it. But the end of, like, where I'm going to end is Dave Portnoy in his press conference, and we've talked about Dave before on the podcast, Andrew. Remember when we talked about how he gets the bottles of champagne?
He does not get the credit he deserves because people just think, oh, Barstool drinking sports. Barstool, and I'm not getting paid to say this. Barstool is more than that. Like, it's, if you still have that viewership on it, first off, you're wrong. Second off, you're fucking stupid.
Well,
because
anybody who has that opinion just has no idea. Like, they just haven't. Those are people that have not looked at any of
It's the
content.
same thing. This is what the NWHL did, and I want to see it grow. I know a lot of girls who play
sick
or have
ass
dreams
I know
of playing.
sick ass girls, female players
that want to play in this league and want to be able to make a living doing it. Like, this is your
believe
fucking
they
golden
did that.
opportunity.
That is so stupid.
Bottom line is, like I've said, Andy, we've talked about Dave. We know how he does the champagne bottles with his enemies' names on and pops them once he destroys them. He's a cutthroat guy. That's how he's gotten to where he is. So he literally said, fuck this. And this video ends with, like, Erica, if you want to, let's start a professional women's hockey league, bring in all their best players and fucking bury these idiots.
The ones that want to come, yeah. And what's even crazier is he's going to profit off that. It's going to get more
and
eyes
I said,
literally,
you know what? That's the
themselves
best
in the
thing. Honestly, I mean, you could argue, like, do you want a sports league being run by a media company? I mean, that's give or take. Like, that's a whole different conversation. But, like, if Barstool went out and did that and they created their own women's hockey league, do you know how quickly they would bury the NWHL?
Right now, the coolest thing about podcasts is this is going to be dated. And the coolest thing about time is it's continuous. In a few months' time, we'll be able to see what develops.
Yeah, what happens. Because I really think that, like, let's just say Barstool goes with it and they go through it. All those, like you were saying, they have super loyal supporters. They're all going to jump ship. And that's the thing. Is, like,
listen, most of Barstool is men. Men like women. Men like hockey. You have, like, women playing hockey.
My thing is, like, but that's my thing is, like, Barstool knows exactly how to accomplish their goals.
Nice. You guys like that? Oh, yeah.
That was really good. Like, they've done, like, you know what I mean? They've grown things that people never thought would be popular. And all of a sudden, like, look what happened with professional lacrosse. Big Cat and those guys bought a professional lacrosse team.
I didn't even know that. That's cool as
fuck. And they talk about pro lacrosse all the time on, like, Part of My Take and stuff like that. And I've watched like the PLL now.
I think, like, what you were saying, that outdated take, like, it was for the beginning of Barstool when it first became a point where you couldn't ignore that. Like, my dad knows what Barstool is. Like, everyone knows what Barstool is. Barstool is huge. It is so huge. People don't realize, like, people literally don't realize what Dave Portnoy did. And
I just think
I get that outdated view because for probably 2 months I probably had that view, but granted that was like 2 years ago. Like, Barstool could never cover another sport, and you would see Barstool on every social media that you've ever been on because it's unfiltered. They don't care what they put. Like, they're gonna give you the best opinions. Like, so I'm glad you brought this up because I actually quoted a tweet by Dave Portnoy. I don't follow anything Barstool on. I think I follow Barstool Gaming, and that was just out of my own, so I could promote my own clips on Twitch. But I don't follow Barstool on anything. And I quoted a tweet by Dave Portnoy talking about the GameStop stock. Have you seen that? Have you guys seen that?
Oh yeah, what's the deal with
pretty much
this?
what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I just read an article on it. So pretty much what happened is this dude since 2019 has been buying GameStop stock. GameStop hasn't turned a profit in years because everyone knows that plays video games don't go to GameStop. It's just if you sell a game back, it's pointless. Sure, you might get money off your console, and there's no point for me to go and get a console when I can just have it shipped to my house. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's just really no point.
All the games, which is
there's
crazy.
literally no point to go to GameStop. This dude since 2019, I don't know the analytics
I'll give
behind
you a little bit of backstory.
But he was buying them at like 19 cents in like 2019. So I'm going to sum it up real quick and then fill in details. Yeah. He's been pushing this since 2019 in these Reddit forums. Reddit, just like Discord, literally either the world knows about it or they don't. Reddit is just like Discord. It's one of the best kept secrets, but it's usually kept by nerds and, people who are on the internet way too much. This dude has been posting in a forum about stocks and stuff, and Reddit, also for anyone who's never used Reddit is one of the best kept. Like, you will find some of the best information anything you need, literally anything. It's not just like, they call Reddit the front page of the internet. I'm not going to go over what that means because I still fully don't understand it, but just, I said it, listen to it, whatever. Pretty much this dude's been pushing GameStop, has been buying it at like 19 cents in 2019. Eventually it started gaining momentum, like him like telling you. There's a few other nuances about like certain things with the stock that caused it to skyrocket, like certain like things that
so
he
it's
found.
gone up now. That's
Oh,
the story.
So pretty much.
yeah.
Sorry, beat the shit out of the mic. He bought he was buying him at like 19 cents. He got up to like 50K's worth of share, and so like now let's move to 2020.
Yeah, you can move that thing with you. So
It's starting to really pick up, and people are seeing that it's starting to go up. This last like I don't know 2-3 months, it's just fucking shot. Like right now, it's at like 300 something. It's
Yeah, it was at.
it's been halted like 9 times, and they won't halt it because it keeps going.
Week, they've halted
Keeps going, and then Elon Musk, I think like 12 hours ago, tweeted about it. On top of it. So people are projecting that it's going to hit about 1,000 and then stop once all the average Joe traders. But pretty much this dude was at 11 million like last week. His value to that stock, the dude who was originally pushing it. And you can find his name and shit too because his username, Reddit has like anonymous names. It's like you post, I don't know, that's why you can post shit. But he's at about almost 22 million now. And Dave Portnoy originally, let's go back to what I was originally saying, is Dave Portnoy put out a thing saying, oh, there's all these hedge funds. All these people were pissed this was happening because this is market manipulation, right? All the people that are pissed are people who've been manipulating the market for fucking years. So now they're pissed that their 90% wealth is going to 89% wealth. And Dave Portnoy pretty much put up a thing and said, fuck the suits. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking keep doing this shit. And that's why I loved, fuck it, I'll say it. I love Dave Portnoy. He's fucking awesome. Like, other than his worst flaw, his only flaw that I've seen is that he's a Boston fan, and I don't blame him because they have so many championships. How could you not? But he's like, people don't realize what he's doing. Like, I don't want to call him a genius, but he's pretty close to it because I hold that word pretty dearly, and it's crazy. And that's what I love about him is he's unfiltered because people will be up there. If you read a New York Post or something, there'll be something where like they'll like kind of shit on it. He's like, fuck yeah, dude, keep doing this shit. Fuck with the market. Like these people have been preaching and doing this to you for years.
Yeah.
Take money away from hedge funds. Take money away from fucking billionaires. Like
so, kind of to like so it all started with a Reddit forum called Wall Street Bets. It was a small Reddit group that started gaining traction because no-name people with some extra money in their pocket started pretty much working the stock market like you would gamble on a sports game, right? Like for fun. And you would either you'd either make a ton of money or you lose a ton of money.
People were betting like how low is this going to go if something goes really shitty. Like they were putting, it was almost like prop betting.
Yeah.
Almost.
So then this Wall Street Bets forum started to gain traction, and then it had like over 100,000 people in it. And like Noah said, I mean, GameStop it's an out of date store, right?
And once things get upvoted in Reddit, they start getting pushed to the top. They can be more popular. So once things gain traction on there,
bring
it
that
gains
closer
fucking
to your
traction.
mouth.
Yeah. So so this forum starts to grow, and
this
just
happened.
like Noah said,
this happened from like 2019 to 2020. Like when he's saying growing, we're not even reaching the point where it's at current day. Like as we speak, there's probably thousands of people following this forum.
So and then GameStop, like we said, kind of an outdated company. So these big hedge funds were shorting GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys in this forum realized that these people were shorting GameStop, and it was so cheap, and they realized that if they could get enough people to buy it, it would pretty much bend those people over backwards, which long term isn't gonna really affect a giant hedge fund, maybe a few of them, but it could make the average person a hell of a lot of money. Like for example, one of my friends bought in at $70 a share, bought one share of GameStop for $70, only sat on it for 24 hours, and made $170 profit off of it.
And for your average Joe trader, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's 300. So pretty much, so now the internet is just GameStop memes because GameStop, the equivalent to what Blockbuster was when Netflix first
pretty
came out.
Pretty much this market's being manipulated by a meme, and it won't go down until the meme dies.
And it's hysterical.
That's crazy.
So the more fuel it gets, the higher GameStop.
And there's nothing that I know of that's illegal about it. There's nothing like, it's just
pretty much this dude.
That's probably what's making people so mad. Some of these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And the internet,
there's nothing they can do.
Well, they're just like, oh, I can't believe we didn't think of this. Like,
it holds the power of the internet. Like how, like.
Well, that's even like for COD. That's what I've been saying to people. Like for COD, Warzone is like the highest, like most money they've ever fucking gotten. Yeah, Warzone's cool.
Warzone's fun.
Warzone's fun.
Very fun.
But it has a ton of fucking issues. It has game breaking issues, and whatever, a game's a game. But when you have people who exploit it, it makes you not want to play. So the thing is, it's hard. It's hard to get that many. It's easy, but it's hard, especially with social media. It's hard to bring that many people together. But, like, I've been telling people, if you can fucking stop playing Warzone for fucking a week and they stop making money, they will fix things that you're complaining about. Did you see the Xbox thing, the Microsoft thing?
Yeah.
Did you see this?
I haven't seen anything.
Microsoft, sorry to talk about video games so much and
Let's
shit.
do it.
No, I was going to say, we'll get into that.
So
even more.
Microsoft
Yeah.
has been $60. Microsoft or Xbox Gold. That's what you got to play some games. You have to have Xbox Live Gold. It's $60 for a year, so $5 a month. It's super.
I
Kids,
think even
kids can
to
play that.
the Lego games those
they
are the
switched
only
it.
video games I play are Lego games.
They're great.
I know.
They're some of the best.
I love them, but I get why.
So
but
they tried.
I think you
they
even
tried
have to have that
literally.
to play.
They literally tried doubling the price and bumping up to $120, and then pretty much if you were getting a new membership, you would have to pay that. I think some people would be grandfathered in because they always love doing that. But pretty much what I pulled is they think some suits just tried bumping it up and think, because the thing is, you don't get anything more for that. You're paying $60 more for nothing. The same thing you've been doing. PS4 for a while, you didn't even have to pay for anything.
It was free to
And
do.
when I pay PC, I mean, I can buy games for $2. Like, there's no subscription. Like, that's the best thing about
Really?
PC games. Oh my God, Steam is like the main thing on, and they do 80% off sales. The only game I'll pay $60 for and will have to pay $60 for is like COD when it releases, or Apex Legends is free. Dude,
Oh,
like,
wow.
Free,
dude,
stuff
Dying
like that.
Light. I got
Warzone
Dying
itself
Light.
is even free
Yeah,
if you
Warzone's
get-
free.
yeah.
You don't even have to download the multiplayer, which is cool. But the only reason why they did that is because Fortnite worked, and like people sleep on how much Fortnite changed video games. I won't even get into that because you can.
Well, you can if you want to, because I mean,
Well, I
feel like it happened. It
probably about
happened
2
quick,
years.
but the thing is, like, typically when something hits the cultural zeitgeist the way Fortnite does, it fucking blows up and then it wanes. And that
Fortnite's
and
still
maybe
there,
it's waned
bro.
now.
Fortnite,
Maybe in the but it didn't even start to slope
it took
for
so
a long,
bro.
time.
And the only reason it changed is because Fortnite tried. I stopped playing Fortnite personally when they put these mech suits in the game, which. Right, you're looking at me like, why would they put that in there? Because it's like,
well, I don't know
Yeah,
what.
so it's
I
pretty
don't
much
even
They
know
pretty
it's
much
pretty
put
much like
Transformers
you
in the game
get
at one
in a
point.
Transformer.
Oh,
yeah.
that
So they
sounds
started-
pretty cool.
It
But they're
is,
OP though.
But it was overpowered.
Yeah.
And the game is focused on shooting guns.
Yeah.
Not playing.
And you start with an axe,
Well,
so
and
if
then
you
it-
still
yeah,
have,
well,
you
that's
still
the
have your axe, then.
So then people started playing other things, but like you said, so pretty much Fortnite used to go from the best way is viewership on Twitch. Fortnite used to have 220,000 people every day that would wake up and watch people play Fortnite. That's combined all Fortnite streamers. Now it averages about 90 to 100K, which is still top 4 games on.
Like I'm pretty
on
sure
Twitch.
Nick Merck
Really?
just hit 69 million subscribers on Twitch, which is fucking crazy.
Wait, I think followers.
Oh,
Subscribers
followers,
would
maybe.
mean
Yeah,
he would be like richer than Elon Musk.
Well,
not really.
Yeah,
because
but
he's too rich.
well, I mean, depending on your sub.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So I mean, I'll say this, and then I have another point to make after. Like, I remember I was in my sophomore year of college. It was just before Thanksgiving, and one of my roommates was like, "Yo, like we just found this new game, Fortnite." And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not
you
trying
showed
to be
it to
that
me,
person.
and I played
yeah.
early. I played season 2, season 1. You
That's
showed
what
it to
I
me.
mean.
You
Like,
were
I'm not trying to
playing
be
it
that person,
when
but
it was in beta.
When it was still in beta, like for some reason,
like he
one
played
of
a
my
week
friends-
into it
Yeah,
because
one
it
of my
took
friends found it.
it
and was
took
like,
a
"Dude,
while
it's free,
too for it
download
to get big. Not a while, but it took like 2 months because originally they didn't realize that the battle royale would get that popular. It was built for
It was
the
actually-
offline.
Yeah, it was. So like I don't know how it happened, but for whatever reason, one of my friends found it for free, and we started playing it like in the OG of OG days before people
didn't even use to build. People literally would put up one wall. People didn't know how to build.
We didn't need to build.
You didn't
I
need
have
to.
a clip on my Xbox.
I would love. Do you have? Is it dated?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, that's so
I
fucking
I
nice.
could probably pull
That's
it up
funny.
on the Xbox app. The very first Fortnite win I ever had, I'm saying it was hysterical. There was no skins.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody
Remember when
was-
people used to hide in bushes?
Yeah,
people
we
used to hide in bushes with
That I
rocket
remember.
launchers,
That,
dude.
I remember
And
them.
so-
doing
And that was cool.
That was
and people were like, "You gotta win! That's
Yeah,
so cool."
that was
Nowadays,
before-
if you
there
do that,
was-
dude, you
yeah.
get harassed on the internet.
That was before Thanksgiving. By the time it was winter break of that year, we were sitting in my parents' basement with 4 TVs playing Fortnite from 3 p.m. until 3 a.m.
You and literally the rest of the world.
Yeah,
everyone.
Everybody.
And that was one of the first like free to play games that people played.
It's like a nostalgic moment like that I see on the internet now of like
people will be like, "Yo, remember Fortnite Season 2?"
Yeah, people will be like, picture this. Like,
people will get mad if newer Fortnite players will get mad if you're like, "Oh, remember Season 2?" They'll be like, "Shut up, boomer."
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm dead ass because they're like 12, dude.
They're like nostalgia, like think back like to winter break, like 2017. Like you wake up at 2 p.m. and your Xbox is still on, and all you can hear is like the OG Fortnite music just ringing, and like it's such a specific memory to me. That's all I was gonna say about Fortnite. But since we're on the topic, I mean, we've been going through it a lot. Noah, since the last time you were on the podcast, we've gone full 180 into you kind of growing.
Yeah. So last time I was on the podcast, I was unemployed, just collecting unemployment. Hanging out. Just taking a little bit of money from the government. That's probably gonna fuck me, and everyone, over long term. And I did a lot of researching. I was doing some shit, and the past couple years I've been doing some shit. But I set up a few revenue streams for myself, and then one of the highest paying ones is something called Twitch. So I stream video games on it. People do makeup, they do art. Art's a big thing. There's DJs who just sit behind a thing and go, and like 11,000 people will watch them. Like,
that's so wild. I thought it was only for video games. That's insane. But
cool.
I also thought that Matthew told me that what's that one? I thought that OnlyFans was only for porn, and that you didn't do that on Patreon. And then Matthew explained to me that you can sell your body. Yeah. Well, that's what the internet is for.
Multiple ways to sell your body.
There's there's channels on Twitch that are like under categories called just chatting, where people literally just go on and virtually do this and they just stream it.
That's so wild because
typically it's pretty women. Again,
like,
any woman out there, I would do the same thing if I could. But
onto Twitch, though, same thing. The NWHL actually, because they don't really have TV contracts, their games are all on Twitch. That's their platform.
I think that's pretty cool.
That is, but
that's what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
know that, and I watch Twitch every night.
But that's what I'm saying. No,
that's the issue.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the issue, bro.
And they said, and they looked Erica Nardini in the face and said, "Fuck you!"
That's so stupid.
And they can't even get their games on goddamn basic cable. They're streaming on Twitch. Like, grow your fucking brand. All right, sorry. Back. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you took an opportunity to take something that you're good at, and
I'm doing something that I'd be doing regardless and making money off of it, which is crazy. And all it really did was take a little bit of effort. And I've been telling these dudes, so like I gained about I started heavily in December. I'd say the actual official date is November 29th. But in those, like, my first 30 days, I had gained 1,200 followers. I averaged about, like, 10 viewers on stream, which is decent for someone starting out. I had 155 subs, which equals to about, like, I think it's $255.
About $5 a sub. So.
Yeah, and you get half of that.
Yeah.
And then I had a few donations and stuff. So, like, my first Twitch payout was, like, $300. And like you said, like, that's just me like, most of it was like, I have to thank my friends. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking cool. Like, like, it was 100% my friends starting me off. But once you gain traction, and then, like, I've been networking with other streams. I use Discord to meet people. And, you just I've obviously started for the money because, that's the only thing that's valued in this world. And but I've been really enjoying just meeting people. It's fucking awesome. The only problem is now I have, like, too many people to play with and too many games. They're all like, yo, download this. And I'm like, dog, I got 8 games to play, and I want a main one.
Yeah.
But
you want one
the things that you have told me about this as you get further into it are
the deeper I get,
insane.
Like, I can't even tell my parents. Like, I think I was telling you, like, I did some cool, like, even just those stats. Like, most people don't have first 30-day stats like that.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, a lot of it, I was only probably networking at maybe 15-20%, like, because I was still trying. I just started a job as a lab tech, and I was just obviously trying to get, like, a 9 to 5, obviously, because Twitch isn't going to be, like, fucking end-all be-all, but even still, like, there was times during the Bills game I would just chat, and I would just, I would listen to, because I can't stream the Bills game. Also, so, like, Matt brings up that the NWHL is on Twitch. no fucking clue. I don't think anyone knows that. But like I knew that they stream football now. Like you can watch people and you can watch the games now on like they have a deal with like the NFL and stuff. Yeah.
Has some, and Tim the Tap
Nick Works also has a thing with like Men's Health too. Where he'll do like so they live in a house called the FaZe House. FaZe Clan is one of the most like
Nick
known.
Works doesn't live in the FaZe House.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. He's right. Yeah, no.
Down and closer, Matthew.
Andrew keeps telling me to fuck with my mic, and it's
because you just sound like.
Matt's right, but shut the fuck up, Matt. Anyways, he has like a contract with like Men's Health now, where he'll go and work out with the dudes in his. They have like a gym there, and they'll go and work out. So like he'll instead of his typical gaming stream, he'll have 40,000 people watch him work out. He can give tips, stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll work out with him, so he's big into like yeah.
Exactly. Even I was saying to my dad the other day, it's more so about being a personality than anything, because like I was saying to my dad and like friends, I love some game, like I love Apex Legends, and there's a few streamers that have about like 2K viewers that I follow or that I tune into regularly. But I'm not even there for the gameplay. I get bored watching. I play the fucking game. I know how it works. You know, like it's cool that he can do some things that I can't. But I'm mostly tuning in there because I think they're good dudes, or like I have quality time. Yeah, or they're funny. Like Nick Merckx. I watch Nick Merckx play Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I watch Nick Merckx play COD because he's got awful takes.
See, I love his hot takes though. Like that's one of the reasons I love listening.
Bro, this dude says the Avengers movies aren't good.
No, okay, but I'm saying like he's okay. But if you're in a position like him and you have 40,000 people in your stream.
You should still be yourself. Awful takes.
No, but I know, but
I would sell out in a heartbeat, but awful takes. I'll literally sell myself out right now.
But what if that's really what he believes? Then he is being himself. What if he really doesn't like the Avengers movies? Now you're being a hypocrite.
No, it's just a bad take. That's what it's his take. It's just a bad take.
But it's original, so it's I mean that makes a lot of sense.
Your point is valid. It's just still a bad take.
Right.
Either way, I mean, there's just there's a lot of stuff.
I will give him credit, though. He has watched them. I will give him credit. My voice.
But
it's all right. It's good. It's good for podcasting. People like that.
Just because it's something that, there's people out there that don't really know about it. So, plug yourself. Like,
what's crazy too is I was talking.
do both. Do whatever you gotta do.
I was gonna say too. When I was talking to my buddy in one of the other servers, he was like, "Oh, they stream on Twitch, so eventually you guys can. What's cool for you guys is you could record. You could have this live.
Yeah.
And then your next day, also too, just to have this on record. What's today's date? The 27th.
Yes.
All right, Matt. I'm gonna give myself to March 18th because I like 18.
Okay.
I'm gonna have your YouTube channel at 500 subscribers at least.
All right.
Like the 2 in the cooler one?
Yeah. You only have 24, and that pissed me off today.
Yeah, we only have 24.
I like I have a really good story about the number 24.
All right, let's hear it.
Do you remember it?
No.
Oh, dude, I'm about to embarrass the shit out of myself.
I thought you were saying me.
No. Oh, my God. This is hysterical. So, obviously, you see the picture we put on our Instagram and shit like that.
Boys are hot.
The three of us we were born and raised together, right? And I was always hockey-oriented growing up, but
Same with Andrew. Andrew was a big sports guy.
Yeah, that's a thing about me. I'm very big into hockey. I got a couple offers, but
I also really liked soccer when I was younger.
Pussy sport.
And obviously Noah did as well. So when I first started playing travel soccer, like the first year that I made travel soccer team, I remember the first thing I did when I made the team was I called Noah and I was like,
they were a sick ass team too.
Yeah.
The Rage.
Yeah, we were fucking
they were nationally ranked.
Yeah,
were you really?
Oh my God, dude,
I didn't know that.
People know. I could name drop them in other states and they would know.
We had like alternate kits.
Yeah.
We had like alternate long sleeve Adidas jerseys that we would wear only when we go to like West Virginia and shit like that. Like we were so good at soccer. The kid, honestly,
they had to leave the state to play games.
Yeah, because we could.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, with the exception of like Empire, like the Empire Rochester teams, like that we would compete with, and Empire Syracuse. But other than that, it was almost all out of state.
Anyways, back to 24.
So when I first made the team, the first thing I did was called Noah, and I'm like, dude, I made the Rage, and I think you were playing for the Dynamo, or you might have.
I played for the team underneath. Because I got cut from Dynamo.
I don't
and
remember.
then they all ended up on my team. Yeah. Anyways.
So I call you, and I'm like, dude, I fucking made the rage. Like, I'm so I probably wasn't swearing. I was like 12. But I was so excited. And he's like, awesome. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And I picked number 24 for David Beckham. And Noah's like, oh. And I'm like, what? And he's like, dude, David Beckham's number 23. So I wore 24, I think, my entire time playing with the Rage. When I initially picked it under the assumption that I was picking a number that David Beckham wore.
My boy is David Beckham.
And I played defense.
He was better.
I wasn't even in a position where I should be wearing David Beckham's number. And I didn't have it right, so I guess I wasn't. But yeah, I'll never forget. That was like that's like a point. Like
funny,
I think that some of my current.
You probably had to call my house phone. At
yeah.
the
Oh
time,
yeah, 100%. 731 something, whatever it was.
693-8790.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See?
Free promo.
Still the number?
No, there's no home phone.
Yeah,
Come on, brother.
house phones anymore.
We're in 2021,
Yeah,
dude. You think people in Wheatfield have house phones?
So yeah, that's probably like where some of my current anxiety stems from now when I tell people things is expecting myself to be wrong because it stems from a young age when I
Dude,
first
you probably have
called
PTSD whenever you choose hockey numbers. Like
No,
you're probably
I mean,
laying in bed,
I
did I pick the right
don't-
fucking number?
Yeah, see, I don't choose hockey numbers. I demand my hockey number and they give it to me or I walk.
Dude, that's so funny. I'm fucking
Yeah,
24.
yeah. I can't believe. I mean, I'm sure that you don't remember it because it was probably such an insignificant moment in your life.
That's so funny.
But for me, I was like, dude, I am stupid as hell for doing that.
That's awesome.
And that's why, like, yeah, I mean,
that's so funny.
the number 24, I still like use it in a lot of stuff, you know, like,
yeah,
On accident.
and it was completely on accident.
Number 24.
Like even like
David Beckham. David Beckham.
yeah, David Beckham,
Bizarro.
David Beckham. Flying down the wing,
Brilliant. Oh, dude, that's
a
I
brilliant
didn't
strike.
Even remember that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so there you go.
funny.
There's my
I really
strike.
only remember
Dude.
like us hanging out like in just fucking epic movie, and we already talked about that last
dude,
podcast. Like
yeah.
that's like stuck in my. Can I go pee?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
go
kidding.
pee.
I'm
Oh,
just gonna
wait.
piss myself.
You need the.
Yeah, well,
Special.
There you go.
but yeah, I didn't know. Dude,
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
jealous.
if you ever knew that the Rage was fucking.
Dude, the Rage was crazy.
The Rage-
like top 50 nationally ranked, not
That's
like 100.
insane.
They were like.
Yeah, we were.
We would go other places and be like, "Oh, Northtown's Rage." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, we were. we had the whole soccer thing down. It's how's my mic sound now?
It sounds
know,
better. I've been.
It's a
playing
really
with it.
weird dynamic here in the studio. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
Andrew's got some crazy shit going on over there. You see he's got a big ass screen.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
don't have
the
anything sensitive
stats on it.
So I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, our numbers are dropping by the second. That's
Oh.
what it's a little graph that just goes downhill.
For what? What's
Just
it graphing?
general, just
General.
general.
They're
Just
like,
kind
well,
of
we
the things
started
that are
at the
going on.
NWHL, and now we're talking about
The Rage.
the Northtown's Rage, which doesn't even exist anymore.
R.I.P. R.I.P. The Rage.
The one thing I'll say, this is a thing that sports, well, I don't want to say sports. The cool thing about Northtown soccer, and they had some pretty good teams over the years, was that everything was Northtown soccer, but each team had their own name. So the team above us was the Dynamo. That was like Noah's age group. And then we were the Rage. And then we had a team under us called, I don't remember what they were called, the Galaxy maybe. And then there was a girls team called, I can't remember. But I think it's a cool, I mean, Noah's back now. What do you, like, you know how, like, Northtown's, every team was a Northtown's team, but they all had their own name.
Yeah,
Like,
the coolest thing was that we didn't have a soccer complex, and everyone was middle class, and soccer fields are super cheap.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part.
Yeah, we did not, well, the Rage did.
Yeah, the Rage did. Everyone else didn't. It
The
was
Rage-
super cool when I was 12. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. We don't have a soccer complex. And everyone else was like, yeah, that's crazy. And they're like 45 and could actually do it.
Wasn't there Sportsplex and the Epic Center?
And Sportsplex is
Sportsplex
useless.
and the Epic.
I was at Sportsplex yesterday, and it's just as useless.
Really?
As I always
Do you
thought.
guys still get, like, open field? Like, you guys play, like, pickup? Or, like, what, you guys
Not
play
with
in a league
COVID,
there?
but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, because
I
would
just
love
bop
to do
around
that.
free agent just because
Yeah.
I make people pay for me now. I don't pay
Yeah.
anymore.
I love
dead
that.
ass.
Like,
I tell
we
them,
play-
I was just like, especially with Twitch. Like yesterday, I was at a game actually, and I was playing for a team. I'm the only white person on the team.
Nice.
They're all like,
Nice.
Way
to go.
I know
One
like,
for us.
Yeah.
like Pretty much. What's cool about all them is that
we
they
as white
all
people need more victories. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. But I know a bunch of them from like Blackwatch. So like half of them I can't. They all speak like I don't know.
Let's back up a sec.
Just
to be clear, like that's a soccer team.
Blackwatch is a soccer team.
There's no organization.
Yeah, there's no organization that just watches black people. It's a soccer team called Blackwatch. But Mo and Abdi are two of my boys I met from there, so they invite me to play with their friends. Blah blah blah. But the issue that sucks playing with them is either there's 6 people there or there's 18. So like yesterday I was there. There's like they bring way too many people. They asked me to play, and I was just like, first half I played 7 minutes because like I don't know how to call anyone off because I literally know no one's name. And like they're like that's Usman, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking can't remember that.
That's my cousin's name.
Yeah.
Right, that's my dad's name.
Yeah. I thought your mom was your dad.
Yeah, it's both. It's whatever. We're not gonna talk about this in this episode. So they're sitting there and they're like, dude, like, why are you pissed off? I was like, dude, because I'm wasting my fucking time. I just ended my stream, dude. I had like 8 people watching me to come sit here on a fucking bench. And the dude who is the coach knew nothing about what he was talking about. He's like, yo, I'll text you. Didn't text me regardless. I wasn't going to answer him, but he didn't text me. But I was just like, dude, I made literally $400 last month from fucking sitting in my room. Like, I came here for cardio. I'm sitting on a fucking bench, dude. Like,
that's a difficult thing, though, and I know
it's
this
6v6 too. You gotta put it in perspective.
Like getting together, like I'll talk about
even
it
hockey, dude.
It's
I haven't
really
played
hard.
hockey, and so the last time I played hockey was Jake Shellis invited me at the beginning of COVID to Holiday, and Holiday's closed right now.
Yeah, we. I mean, I.
Did you see? Sorry, Did you see the dude? Who was it? It's like he's not a mayor. He's like a councilman. Locally, but Holiday was like closed or something, and he was like there, like skating around.
Yeah,
was it pulling cars?
Yeah.
He was just like, like skating, and they were like having a full-on scrimmage, and like little kids aren't allowed to go there and play right now. The dude having a full-on scrimmage, just enjoying the benefits of it.
Because
it's almost like he has connections. Anyways,
but back to the
politics,
hockey thing,
yeah,
or back to
politics.
that, like, it's really hard. I have this problem all the time. I would have had it tonight if I didn't have practice this morning. I would, But like people, like I'll get a text from the rink that'll say, "Hey, we have an open slot at 10:30. Fill it." Like, right?
See, that's what Sportsplex should do.
Yeah,
but they don't.
But they do it to guys like me and my friends who
are
always looking for ice, and we always have, we know enough. But that's the problem is they'll be like, okay, so they'll be like, try to get. Or they'll be like, get 20 guys, just charge $10 a guy. The problem is that some weeks, like you have to, in order to get 20 guys, you have to text 40 guys.
And to get people to want to play is hard too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, if you work a 9 to 5 and like it's a
mean.
decent bit and you're not in good shape or like you're not doing yourself right.
Even if you don't, I know guys that they just like, that's a late, whatever.
I almost didn't want to go to my game last night.
Yeah.
Because
So
it was
you
at
text,
9,
you have to text
10:55.
40 guys to get 20 guys. And sometimes you'll text 40 and 30 will say yes.
Yeah.
So then you're fucked. Because you have too many.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you'll text 40 and 34 will say no. And now you got 8 dudes sitting here with their dicks in their hands. Trying to figure out how to trying to figure out how to come up with $200.
Yeah.
So I get that. I don't blame them. Like, you know what I mean? You know it, but it does suck. I've done it a million. And the other thing that pisses me off too is when you text somebody, "Hey, you want to skate tonight? $10 a guy," and they text you, "Who's coming?"
Yeah.
Like,
let me give you the full fucking list.
Like, listen. Like,
dude, show the fuck up and skate.
Your ass.
Yeah.
You're not good at the sport. Like, what are you going to do? Say no because you don't think the quality of the scrimmage is going to be high enough?
Yeah, Patrick Kane's coming with Joe Sakic, bro.
Like, me and my friends here, like, we're here. We're going to skate.
The whole point
we're
is
better
than
you have ever been. And you're going to say you don't want to skate.
The whole point is just get – that's what's annoying is, like even with, like, I can't get a soccer game started in the summer. And, like, days that I can get numbers, it's usually the day after work. So, it's so annoying, bro.
I love playing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like you're saying, dude, I have to text so many people. It gets to a point where it's like it's not fucking worth it. And then, if I'm texting people every day, they get annoyed, and then people will be like, "Yo, like, why isn't this set up?" Because I'll get 8 yeses, but people want like 12 to play.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing too. Different with soccer, but with hockey, like finding 2 goalies.
It's so hard, dude. It's so hard to find goalies, bro.
Yeah, but like worst case scenario, you could throw a guy in that. You can't really do that with hockey, right? Unless you have the equipment, which we've done before. because we have goalies that.
If you're lucky enough, though, like 'cause
Yeah.
last time I played at Cruisers, that's what they used to do at Cruisers.
Oh, I
'cause
love
it's a lot
Cruisers.
easier to play at Cruisers. It sucks
Yeah.
it closed. But so like Corey Kravitz just had goalie pads, so I just hopped in that. I mean, they fit me because
I
we're
retired
the same
from
height.
Cruisers for my own personal health.
Oh, dude, I was trying to rent it out, dude, because it's cheap. It's so quick. I mean, dude, you can
you used to
literally
play in the league there though, and
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
So did I. It hurt. It fucking
Dude,
hurt.
people
I
would
didn't
try
play with,
to murder. Do you play?
Yeah, I played with feet.
floor
I
or roll?
played with feet.
I've
Dude,
done
it
both.
hurt. I would
Like
leave.
people will murder you.
That like
I'm Packer.
barley
Yeah,
deal
I had
or
a few
whatever
people
that you
try
were for a
fighting me
while.
after the game because I would be like, dude, like I was playing soccer heavily and rugby at the time. And I was just like, dude, I'm literally
so
this
when you're
is
just
for
a physical
fun, bro.
specimen, of course they're gonna try to target
Yeah,
you.
exactly, dude. You see some short little midget flying past you, you're gonna get pissed. But kids will literally smash your shins and then go home and like beat their wife because their life sucks, and they'll take that anger out on you, and it just blows.
It's crazy
dude.
that people are just so unhappy.
Like,
angry
I get
at
it.
other people.
I mean, I'd be
Andrew,
fucking
you would
pissed if
not
I
be
wasn't
good
me
at
too.
playing.
Like,
I think that you
would
not be good at playing bar league sports.
You would get slashed once and freak out. I know you would. Like you would go psycho.
What do you mean?
Well, I no. See,
What, by
I think the
freaking out?
opposite. I don't think you'd be good at playing bar league sports because there's an there's an unspoken understanding in bar league sports that like it's you're always only one like quick second away from like shit popping off.
Right.
And I
When-
feel like
when I
you'd
go
be a
to-
guy. You'd be a guy
Yeah.
that'd be like, hey, like. We all got to go to our 9 to 5s tomorrow. Like, there's no reason for us to turn this 10 o'clock bar league game into a fight.
See, that's
And you would instantly just
One
fucking
love,
get your jaw
man.
snapped. Like
Like
these people are.
I think I
They're
feel,
savages.
I feel a little
even with
underestimated,
Sportsplex,
honestly.
dude. I've gotten hit harder
I
at
was banned for
Sportsplex.
Sportsplex for a while.
I got hit harder at Sportsplex. This thing is literally etched in my head. This happened to me last winter, actually. I got hit harder in soccer in Sportsplex than I've ever been hit in rugby. And I've in rugby, and for context of people that don't know, there's no blocking. So if I get kicked a ball in rugby, it's 15 versus 1. This dude came from one end to the other, and keep in mind, I don't like when I show up to Sportsplex and there's 60-year-old dudes. I know I'm better than 60-year-old dudes. Physically, I'm better than 60-year-old dudes. It's not fun. I don't have fun beating up on 8-year-olds or 60-year-olds. It's not fun. I like playing people who are competitive. I like I like to get a nice sweat in, be a little aggressive, nothing too crazy, because it's a fucking game. There's no World Cup on the line. You're not making money. You're gonna go home to your ugly wife at the end of the day. Like, just go home injury free.
I agree with that on a level where I feel like a certain level of competitiveness gets sad the older people get. Like, there's a healthy level of
Mhm.
I'm gonna be
competitiveness
real sad.
that's
one day.
like
Dude,
exciting. I don't think that
my
you will
first,
though.
my
Well,
first.
maybe
I
I
think
won't
you're
lose.
competitive in a
Hey,
very
this is a really funny
sportsmanlike
story.
way.
This is a really funny story. My first girlfriend, I'm not going to mention names, not that it matters.
Okay.
No one's going to be able to spell it anyways. My first girlfriend, her dad plays in these leagues at Sportsplex. And
Oh, see, that's when it gets nasty. I've been.
there was one week, dude, we beat his team 15-0. And it literally, like, it wasn't on purpose. Like, every shot went in. I was playing defense. I was literally playing defense. I literally joke around that I'm the tallest short center back in Sportsplex because center back is usually a big, tall guy, and I am not. This dude got so pissed at me, trying to fight me and shit, dude, and I was just fucking giggling because I show up to the games drunk and high. I don't play them sober.
Yeah,
Because,
why wouldn't you
Because,
do
dude,
that?
I literally go there to get cardio in. I don't go there to be, yo, I'm fucking better than this dude who doesn't play soccer. Like, what does that do for me? Like, I could go and play Fortnite against 8-year-olds and fucking and fuck on them. That's fucking crazy. You know, that's. But what does that do for me? Like in
Yeah.
Apex, like
It's fun.
I want to play the best of the best eventually. I don't want to just like it's not cool. They call it pub stomping, like just to go into a public match and just like shit on people when you're a professional player and play it every day. Like that's not cool. Like you want to play against. Like I don't want free wins. Like I want to
Yeah.
actually sweat.
Yeah, you want to get.
But anyways,
better.
This dude, this psychopath, literally went from one end of the field, this happened last winter, to the other end of the field and cleaned out my feet so badly that I had to catch myself in a handstand, and my feet were up here.
Holy shit.
I'm still actually pissed off about it, and my head was actually down here. And it took me a second when I was midair to realize what had actually just happened. But pretty much I beat this dude like 3 or 4 times, and I'm not even running full speed. This dude's just pissed off. And I get it, but like I'm not gonna go and play a basketball game and get pissed off that I get beat because I don't play basketball. This dude was wearing basketball shorts. Like he's not a soccer player. He was just like, oh, I'm sure I can play this game because it's really easy. I've seen people do it. Soccer players are pussies. Charges me from fucking literally just misses the fucking ball. I poked the ball around him. He just fucking cleans me out. And the issue with Sportsplex is that should have been an automatic red. Dude will come over and be like, oh, yellow card. Meanwhile, if I didn't catch myself, like I literally broke my fall like because I'm athletic as fuck, boy. But it should have hurt to the point where Cray was on the side. Cray's like one of the better refs in this area. He was being held back on the side because of how vicious this was. Like I said, I've been hit. Rugby's a vicious sport. And I've been hit. I've never been hit like I literally got my entire body cleaned out from under me. And the dude was trying to go after me after. And that's when I kind of pushed it overboard and I was like.
Started talking about his daughter?
I started talking about his fat wife. Oh. And I was like, listen, man.
It's better than his daughter.
I looked at him. The same coin.
So what even pissed me off even more is the ref yelled at me for saying this. But I looked at him. I was like, dude, you're a fucking pussy. I was like, listen, take your anger out on your fucking. Don't take your. I was like, or actually, what I said to him was, listen, I'll take the anger so you don't have to go home and beat your ugly wife. And the ref goes, shut. He goes, don't say that. I said, what are you going to do? Give me a red card? Because I know you won't. And then I said something else, and then I got a yellow card. But moral of the story, people take shit like that way too fucking serious.
I've actually...
And it's just, you know what it reminds... I was just talking about my buddies with this the other day, and this is like, gonna, like, call some people out seriously. Not name-wise, but, like, we were talking about in high school, pin dodge.
Yeah. Oh, and I used to go hard as fuck.
See, one name always comes to mind, though. There's a difference between going hard and being like, yo, there's a...
Yeah, so...
You know there was dudes who
dream about the same person.
Oh, yeah, 100%. If anybody doesn't know... If anybody doesn't know, we'll talk about it after. If anybody doesn't know, pin dodge is like dodgeball, but you also are like knocking...
Pretty much when schools were like, hey, you can't play dodgeball anymore, our 200 IQ gym teachers were like, we're gonna put plastic bowling pins there.
So there would be these guys who would.
There was kids who would stretch before.
Dude,
I mean, I kind of did.
I remember, like, I used to
throw my shoulder out.
Yeah,
bro.
oh yeah.
There was
Andrew had almost a career pin dodge ending injury.
Yeah, well, that's how I broke my pinky, was playing pin dodge. This guy threw the ball and I went to catch it and it just hit my pinky at the right angle. And in the x-ray, the doctor was like, it looks like somebody took a spike and, like, smashed it into your pinky. Like, it was shattered.
Yeah, it was a live
So I thought it was just sprained. So I went to AP US History, which was my next class after
Casual
that.
Legend.
And I'm yanking on my finger.
With friend of the pod, Eric Belter?
No. He didn't teach AP US. He taught
Smith.
AP Gov. Yes,
Mr. Smith.
See, I never took any.
The Canadian dude with the most American name.
I like Mr. Smith.
He was
he's
awesome.
the best.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I was yanking on my finger because I thought it was just
You're
messed
a piece of shit, Mr. Smith.
Don't say it. He's the best. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Nah, he knows I'm fucking around.
Carl Azuz. Do you remember Carl Azuz?
Yeah, dude. I slept through most of his class. I was just fucking a pissed off RC soccer player.
We did. There's too many stories going on, so let me finish this one. So, I sat down in the back of that classroom and I started feeling like woozy. And I was like, hey, can I go to the nurse? And Mr. Smith thought I was like joking. So he was like, yeah, you can go to the nurse. So I like walked. And then my vision got real fuzzy and I almost fell down at the door. And he started laughing because he thought it was a joke. So my buddy, Jake, came and like put his arm around me and helped me walk to class. So we're walking down the hallway and Mr. Smith calls after us, the same thing happened to me during the war. I went to the nurse's office and I like threw up because I was like going into shock, which makes me sound like a complete pussy. But it's the only thing I've ever broken is my pinky. You've broken the same.
Hey, it's
same
fine.
wrist like
Listen. We all got a little pussy in us. It's fine. Keep going.
But in that class, we had a lot of fun. I don't know if you know about the sword fight or anything like that.
I never took APUS.
Come on,
well,
dude. This is a safe for work.
This was not
what
on
kind
the
of sword
curriculum.
fight?
Yeah, like when you pee in a toilet together. You and Mr. Smith were
safe for work.
This might actually get Maggie Wheatfield in a little bit of trouble.
Good Lord, we gotta stop name dropping.
It was Sam and we had this whole plan. We brought 2 plastic swords from the theater room, and I hid them in my locker. And then the next day, I was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom in
Mr. Smith's class?
in Mr. Smith's class. So I walked out and I met Sam in the hallway, who he was ditching French class, and we went to my locker, pulled out these 2 swords, and then we went back in sword fighting. So we were like, we have to think of something stupid to be sword fighting about. So we walk in there and we start sword fighting, and there's some movie going
Middle
on.
of class?
Middle of class,
No fucks given.
no fucks given. And
This is an AP class, by the way, remember?
right.
That was literally how the AP
Or no,
classes
this
went, though.
this must have shit, I can't remember. No, it definitely was AP. So we're sword fighting. I'm like, you deleted all my Long Island mediums or whatever off the DVR. So in the end of the sword fight, I kill Sam, and I drag his body out of the. I start to drag his body out of the room into the hall. Ed O'Neill, the former NFL player turned substitute teacher, rips open the door, and he's like, "What the hell is going on in here?" And I was already too committed, so I just dragged Sam's limp body out right past him, and I was like, "I'll explain once we get into the hall." And then he was so cool about it.
I thought you were gonna say you just stabbed him.
I thought you were gonna say you stabbed him too.
Like really like light though, just like
Yeah,
a
just a
little
quick
poke,
poke,
just
yeah.
like
If
just
that
give
big
him a
poke-
look.
If
poke
that
to
didn't
the
happen, and like
abdomen.
he was in on it, so we pulled. But yeah, that was cool. We did
We
did a couple other
Penn
things in
State
that
football
class.
guy.
But
Knew Terry Pagula. Graduated from Penn State same year as Terry Pagula did.
wow,
Yeah,
Fucking
different life
Pagula.
is
path.
Terry Pagula like a big nerd?
Yeah, I think so.
He seems like a.
I think he's
like
gotta
he seems
be.
like
Terry
a nerd
Pagula's
to me.
whipped his shit.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
His
that's
wife
what I'm
runs
saying.
his
Like a lot of,
show.
not to generalize, but a lot of these nerds, they married their Asian wives who, like,
Well, his wife's family
shit.
has
Racism.
money too. Yeah,
I'm
that
just
was
kidding.
racist.
I mean, he's right.
But
Well,
also,
I don't know.
Stereotypes
actually,
exist for a
big
reason.
question as far as Buffalo Sports School. If fracking, I mean, I'm sure he has enough money, but isn't that a big thing that the Pagulas do is fracking?
Yeah,
like, isn't that where a lot of
Oh,
their money
really?
comes from?
I didn't know that.
Actually, he has a quote. He's like, "If I needed more money, I'd drill another oil hole."
Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, so he's that doesn't sound super nerdy
No,
to me.
not at all. That sounds like some Texas shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it does. That
you're
sounds
carrying
like
around
what
dual
is
wheels.
It?
Yeah.
What's that movie? What's that fucking movie? About
Oh,
the oil? About
There
the
Will Be Blood.
Yes, I watched that recently. Great movie.
I've not
It's
seen
based off of. It's
I'm
actually
missing
based off
out.
of Terry Pagula's life, loosely.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, loosely.
Which is crazy because it's like 50 years before him. But yeah, you're right. I think it is
Yeah,
about him
loosely,
actually. I think
loosely.
actually now
Oh,
that I think
yeah,
about it, I think
yeah.
his name's Terry in it.
it. Loosely, yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We got this movie called There Will Be Blood. What should we call the main guy?
Terry.
Terry.
Hey.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
God damn it. That's
Oh,
one of
don't
the
be
best.
shy. Put on some more. Sorry, that's a TikTok for all the older gentlemen and women that
Okay, boomer.
damn millennials ruining
Yo,
the economy with their avocado
speaking
toast.
of, I'll put this out there right now. At
Matt is
SEC,
gay. Oh,
don't.
sorry, I thought he was coming out of the closet. Sorry, guys.
Oh, wow. That would be for the first studio
yeah, I
episode. That'd
know.
be great.
I'm
Somebody
just kidding.
actually-
I'll break the news for
not
him.
to jump back, but it was actually to that Portnoy tweet that you were talking about. Somebody
Yeah.
replied to it and said, like the AMC is next. We're making millions off these old boomers, saying like start buying. And literally,
Yo,
people,
AMC's up right
people
now.
people in the comments are like, should we jump on AMC right now?
Like,
and people
dude,
are like,
that's
yes, like.
people don't realize the influence that Barstool has and like
Yeah.
what Barstool is. Like Barstool,
It's
like,
wild
I
to me
love
that
Barstool,
they,
bro.
You know what?
It's wild
just
to me, real quick.
because-
It's wild to me
yeah.
that they even got into the sports because it was a monopoly.
Well,
People
now their
monopolies
relationship-
don't exist, but they exist.
Well, and that's the thing is like they were and they were on the come up, and they all of a sudden they get this partnership with ESPN. It instantly gets canceled, right? And then all of a
When
sudden,
was that?
They did,
2018, they did
yeah,
a van, they did a
they did a
show out of a
van,
van.
which was kind of a funny concept. I watched 2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes. It's funny.
Then it got canceled.
So literally, it was what you guys are doing here, but in a van.
Yeah, it was pretty much like
And I forgot
it was all
why
about-
it got canceled.
it was
but
there was some type of controversy involving Barstool.
yeah, it's pretty
cancel
much
culture
as
style.
Sports Center just tries to be friendly, and
Yeah.
Well,
that's their
'cause
biggest
it's owned by
downfall.
Disney and stuff, right?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
That's their biggest
yeah.
downfall is that's where Barstool doesn't have. They don't give a fuck what they post.
Well, that's the whole thing about the internet in general, but I think especially Barstool was the catalyst for all
Oh,
that. Is
100%.
that like it's not just that you could say whatever you want, but in being able to say whatever you want, you can also be as truthful as you want. You can be as
That's-
authentic as you want. Like you look at like celebrities of the past, like I know this is going way back, but like Clark Gable, for example, the
I don't know what
movie
the fuck that is.
he's like an old movie star from the 30s. He was
Yeah,
in,
that's
like,
an old
Gone
movie
with the
star for
Wind.
all my viewers who don't know.
Terry Pagula.
I know that's.
It's based off Terry Pagula's
Yeah.
character. In the movie, There Will Be Blood.
I know that's like such a bad choice, but it's the first one that came to
Clark
mind. But, like,
Gable.
he's like this handsome man or whatever. But like all these guys were just like literally fucking just like fucking 16-year-olds on the MGM lot and stuff like that, like doing.
Bro,
insane
how
amount of
about
drugs,
dude,
like-
Karl Malone?
Who the hell's Karl
Oh,
Malone?
wait,
Is he the guy
like,
based
the
off
NBA
Terry
player?
Pagula?
yeah.
Okay, so Karl Malone the other day tweeted out, or he said something that Zion Williamson is 21 years old. He should be averaging 40 minutes. I didn't know this about Karl Malone, but pretty much Karl Malone that's the name of the NBA player, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he retired. He played for the Utah Jazz.
He
during
like
the Jordan
pretty much
era.
the media like at the time like he pretty much like said, yeah, I had like sex with like an underage person, and they allowed it,
What
and
the
it's
fuck?
like it's
Wait,
like
when?
known
Like back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you
Dude.
gotta fact check me, but like people were just like, dude, what the fuck are you have
Can you
no
look that up, Matthew?
because
no.
Oh, it's
because
okay.
because yeah, this is a fake MacBook, everyone. It's
The
not
screen is
actually
black.
yeah,
It's
like
it's
doing
actually
zero
made out of
research.
chocolate. Like you can take a
Yeah.
bite out of it.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
well done.
Yeah, it's
It's
3.5
based off
pounds
of Terry Pagula, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Karl Malone has always had crazy takes when
Okay,
because Magic
So
Johnson.
people were
with the
quoting
AIDS,
it and was like,
Magic
were like,
Johnson
yo,
was
this
AIDS.
is I forgot what they were saying. I gotta look it up. They were like, they're like, this isn't the first. Like, there was something like, Karl Malone shouldn't mention kids or something like that. I gotta find it, but
Oh,
I didn't
'cause
know
he,
that.
like-
I never knew that. All I knew is that he was like a bad, like a tough NBA player.
Well, look at fucking Bill Cosby. Like before Twitter, Bill Cosby
Yeah.
is literally one of the
Yeah.
largest serial rapists in history.
Dude,
and he had everybody convinced that,
YBN
like, he's the
YBN
coolest, like,
Corday has a song
nicest guy
about
ever.
it, and about talking about how like that was his. It's a. I think his name's just Corday now, but he has a song called 1985, and it's
about Terry Pagula when he was at Penn
it's about
State.
Terry Pagula and There Will Be Blood, and it's about comparing like his role models. It's about comparing. That was on purpose. He was just testing the flexibility of the chair.
Just doing it. Yep.
He's talking about how like his role models were like Bill Cosby and stuff, and like these people that like the media just
Yeah,
like,
dude.
oh, Bill Cosby is the greatest, and meanwhile he's like, hell yeah, feed me the kids, like, you know, and like, you know, or not the kids, the women. But it's fucking weird, dude. But I gotta look this up real quick. It's bothering me. But pretty
There's
much
only
like,
one thing worse than a rapist: a child.
Child.
And then after that, I think we should jump into the who would win of the week as we
Probably.
kind of come to a close here, because I'm really excited for this who would win of the week, and I definitely want
let's
to
do it.
get it
Definitely
in.
get into it.
But while Noah looks this up, what I was gonna say back to the Mr. Smith thing was Carl Azuz. You don't remember who Carl Azuz is? The dude from the CNN
you know who
like
Carl
kids
Azuz
talk
is.
show.
Yeah.
It's
He
He
literally
had all those
imprinted-
horrible puns.
He looked like a 4-year-old, and he like
Yeah.
Remember
a
his
grown man
like
doing
his
good.
He had the
puns.
worst puns.
And you could tweet at him pun ideas, and you try to work them into.
Oh yeah, dude. Karl Malone ridiculed for affair with 13-year-old girl in 1983.
No
13's
fucking
pretty young.
way.
Yeah.
13's pretty young.
Yeah,
What
And
the fuck?
not
That's-
only,
It's not good.
and the biggest thing is he impregnated her.
That's even worse.
13-year-old.
What?
What's crazy though too is I kind of want to talk about this. Is I know a lot of current Buffalo Sabres as I punch this shit out of the mic. A lot of fucking celebrities, well not celebrities, athletes are fucking creeps, dude. Evander Kane, I'll name drop Josh Georges. You're fucking irrelevant. You'll never see this, and you're a shit NHL player, but you're a fucking weirdo. I have literally firsthand experience with. Well, 3 former actually. I'll name drop them all: Josh Georges, Evander Kane, and Justin Bailey. Justin Bailey's a fucking creep too. Justin Bailey, you'll never amount to anything in the NHL. You'll never see this, but you're a fucking creep. And I have firsthand experience from. I have text messages. Josh Georges once. I used to hang out with this girl from Grand Island, and he messaged her one day when she was visiting me in Fredonia. Nice, you get the knee slap in there.
Yeah.
He messaged me, and it was like a Sunday, which is even funnier as fuck. It's like 8 a.m., dude, and he said he has a burner Snapchat to Snapchat her. And keep in mind he has a wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he would send her Snapchats when he was not dressed for the Sabres. So like that's the state the Sabres was in. Like they had a 34-year-old defenseman married with
Yeah.
kids who was getting scratched and taking selfies and sending them to 20-year-olds in college. and his whole purpose was like being completely gross and sexual. But he like offered $200 to like see a video, and I was like, "No, dude, you're a fucking loser." Like, I'm just,
Whoa.
yeah, I was literally like,
He offered you money?
He offered.
He offered her money.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that he had a video of her, and he was like, "I'll show this to you."
I
for
thought that
$100.
he was
That's
saying, "I'll give
crazy.
you $200."
She just sent him a,
She
she just sent him a Snapchat at me, and it was like in the morning. He was like sexual, like immediately, and she goes like, she just sent ... like you're weird, and he goes $200, send a video, and like I was like, dude, first off, more.
Wait, so he wanted a video of you two like fucking?
He wanted a video of her doing something to me, fellatio.
So, I mean, I don't.
Again.
I don't know how
It's
we ended up
fucking
here.
Weird. Sorry.
This is
This was
all-
stemmed
well, I
off
mean-
of
Terry
Karl
Pegula.
Malone and Terry Pegula, and There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
These are Noah's first-hand accounts, but
So-
this is all.
Yeah, I
hype.
mean,
We
Evander
haven't seen
Kane. Evander
Kane used to go to Bottoms Up, which is
Hey, nobody. I
Why?
refuse.
Is
No
that
bottoms
place
up slander
shouldn't
on this.
exist.
No, I
Bottoms Up
refuse to accept.
shouldn't exist.
Andy, edit this
I'm
out.
sorry
no
that I
bottoms up
even
slander on the podcast.
said that. Fuck Bottoms Up. I'll fight
No,
you
there's-
right now
there's no
on the
bot-
podcast. Vander King used to go there and choke out girls at Bottoms Up. First off, why the fuck would you ever be at Bottoms Up?
Well, he's $26 million in debt. A guy who's made
Yeah,
$90
exactly.
million
He doesn't
in
make
his
good
NHL
decisions,
career.
but
He's $26 million.
it's fucking
in debt.
crazy. I just couldn't believe that Karl Malone thing, dude. Like, that should have been... You are a big basketball guy.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about basketball. I just know LeBron James is literally the man.
He dropped 46 the other night.
I did
I'm pretty
see
sure.
that. Yeah, he's
Well,
a
that's-
fucking legend. But
I don't know, man.
that's crazy, dude. Like, and people pretty much were saying on Twitter that the media at that time, even with Michael Jordan, the media with Michael Jordan kind of babied him, dude. LeBron is probably other than, I don't even think Ronaldo's my favorite. I honestly think LeBron might be my favorite athlete because I think him as a businessman is fucking crazy. People don't realize how crazy of a businessman is. And that dude hasn't made a mistake, in my opinion, ever.
A little bit. Well, I mean, China. He kind of fucked up. I mean, he was just speaking his own personal opinion, but he also potentially lost the NBA a lot of money. See, I don't necessarily...
Listen. Fuck the NBA.
Yeah, I
money.
hate the NBA. I've said that a million
What
times
more
on the
money
podcast.
did they need? And fuck China.
Yeah, I don't really like China either.
Anyways.
Oh, we're being hacked. We're actually being hacked.
Oh, by
right
China.
now.
Oh, it's the Russians.
Yeah, it's fucking Terry goddamn
It's
Pegula.
goddamn Terry
Terry
Pegula.
Pegula has hacked the system, ladies and gentlemen.
There Will Be Blood remake coming out in 2022
Yeah.
featuring Terry Pegula.
Well, who would win the league?
Oh,
yeah, let's do it.
Sorry. Fuck Karl Malone.
It's no, yeah, that guy said a lot of crazy things.
Fuck.
I didn't know that. Like, give me one example.
Well,
real quick.
the big one was when Magic Johnson, had AIDS.
AIDS.
Well, I guess he still does, or
Still has
HIV.
AIDS.
I don't want to
Still
get
has
it
AIDS.
wrong, but
There's
Probably.
controversy behind that too.
oh
you seen
yeah,
that? Have you seen
yeah.
that?
I mean, we can get
I
into
hate
that. We
to
can do a lot for
be a
that.
conspiracy guy, but
Sure.
like that shit's sketchy.
I've never
Anyways.
watched. I don't want to get into that.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much people think that he messed around with someone who was involved with like the government, and so they were like, "Yo, take the fall for AIDS." And you
Yeah,
won't get
like
jail
some
time.
kind of deal. Because if I mean,
I don't know.
Ma-
like,
Magic Johnson had never got AIDS, people would to this day be like super
have you ever seen what's that
prejudiced
movie?
towards
What's
people.
that movie?
Dallas
Oh, Matthew
Buyers Club?
McConaughey. Yeah, dude, I watched that recently.
Oh,
Great fucking
they were
movie.
That's a
like
good
get
movie.
AIDS. Like they were like get AIDS.
They were literally like, "Yo, be the spokesperson for AIDS, and we won't give you jail time or make this public."
That's like the conspiracy theory. Yeah.
That's the conspiracy theory behind it. Yeah.
And
What a
then-
funny thing.
Because people were like dying because of AIDS. Because
Yeah, AIDS
people
wasn't
were
And
because people
everybody
were so
was
scared
like-
of it. People were acting.
Yeah.
People were acting crazier with AIDS than they were with COVID.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about that today because I went into
People don't talk about. People don't
Hortons.
realize how many people died during that shit. Because a
Well-
lot of people are anti fucking gay, and for whatever reason, I don't care what you do. If you want to kiss dudes, kiss dudes. You want to kiss girls, kiss girls.
They're
Just
probably
be
doing more than kissing.
just don't be racist. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I mean, don't be prejudiced. at
Don't be
all.
prejudiced,
It's probably
yeah.
preferable. But yeah, that's the thing is like everybody thought like this is just a gay disease, and then
People
Magic
were
Johnson,
treating them
the
like they
most
were aliens,
popular
bro. Yeah.
athlete
on
on
the
the
planet
fucking
at
planet
the
at that
time,
time.
yeah.
All pre
Just magically
And
got
people
AIDS.
back then,
I'm in
like,
on AIDS
the media
conspiracies.
now is so critical. The media back then used to bump those dudes up. Even Michael Jordan, they kind of fucking babied him, dude. Like I was just saying, like LeBron literally everyone wants him to fail. He's been so criticized since
I
he
would.
was 16.
I personally want. Except for Blaze Pizza, I would love to see LeBron fail.
Ooh,
I think it'd be
love Blaze
hysterical.
Pizza.
I've
That's
actually
good
never
stuff.
been there.
Oh,
It's solid.
It's not possible, Matt.
no, he's never going to. He's an unbelievable athlete. I get that. It's just my thing is I've said it before on the podcast. I just don't like the NBA in general. So anybody
Yeah.
who classifies to me as an NBA superstar
Yeah.
is on my shit list, and he's obviously at the top of that list. So
But he
gets
doesn't
the
even fuck
backlash.
with the NBA, bro.
Yo, but here's my thing, and I've said this before, maybe not on the podcast, but I say it all the time when I'm talking about sports. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care what's going on for the most part. If you're making $40 million a year to play a sport and people are paying hundreds, in some cases even thousands of dollars to go to a sporting event and watch you play, and they pay all this money while you're collecting all this money, and 15 minutes before the game when they're already sitting in their seats, they come out and say, oh, LeBron's not going to play because he wants a fucking rest day for load management. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yo, listen. So, I'm so glad you brought this up because I'm about to fuck you up.
Okay. I'll never back down on that. I hate that shit.
I know I'm about to fuck you up.
Okay, let's hear
and
it.
it's with hockey, which is even better.
All right, let's hear it.
So Niagara Sports Cards, it's owned by a dude who went to Wheatfield alumni. I generated a revenue stream by selling sports cards. I used a lot of government money to buy sports cards because a lot of people, when the pandemic hit, went to eBay, had to take their losses and sell cards really cheap. So I was getting $50 cards, $5.
Yeah.
This dude has gone to see. This dude has Gretzky's autograph. He's
Yeah.
never gotten to see him live. Do you know why he's never gotten to see him live?
Why?
He's had 4 opportunities to go see him.
Why?
What were you just talking about?
Load management?
Yup.
Okay, so here's my thing.
And guess what?
What?
I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Yo, but okay, so here's my thing is like they talk about like
Wayne Gretzky.
So Austin
Wayne
Matthews
Gretzky.
the other day.
Wayne Gretzky is the same thing as LeBron James.
That's a cold take.
They're gonna be the same thing.
Let me tell you this. So like it happened with Austin Matthews the other day. He didn't practice. He didn't practice the day before the game because they had a day off in between games. Practice. He didn't practice, and people are like, "Why the hell is he not practicing?" And that's the correct way to do load management, if you ask me. If guys need a rest day, you give them a rest day on a day off. You
Oh,
sit
I
them out of the
don't
game.
agree with load management at all. But like, if you're talking about load management, bring up Kawhi, not LeBron James.
No, I'm just saying in general. That's why I don't like the NBA.
No, I get that, and because I think Kawhi Leonard is like, I don't even really like Kawhi Leonard anymore because I think he's a huge pussy.
And like I don't even agree with really like shortening seasons too
No,
much.
not
Like from
even.
82 to like 76, whatever. Like people like throw that number around a lot. Like that's okay if that's gonna decrease that stuff. But like, I don't know, dude. I get paid $0, and like it doesn't matter how tired I am. If somebody says, "Do you want to skate?" Like
I'm the
go
same way.
skate.
I could play soccer fucking
Yeah.
until I need to sleep.
Man, until like literally until your body doesn't move.
But I don't think LeBron James is a great example in that. LeBron pays about $3 to $2 mil every year just on his recovery and body. Like he is.
No,
one of
I
the
mean I
best.
believe that.
But
he
the
also has a
Kawhi shit though
billion-dollar
pisses me
contract
off.
with
The
Nike.
Kyrie Irving shit pisses me off.
Well, that recently was just insane.
What
Like,
didn't he just disappear? Nobody knew where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Like,
And the thing
fuck that,
is,
they
dude.
asked him, they were like, "Do you know, like what's going? Like Kyrie, why didn't you play in that last game or whatever? It was a couple weeks ago." And he was like, "I didn't feel like it."
Yeah.
And he was out. I mean,
Him and
he was
James
doing
Harden were at
stuff
the strip club.
probably.
Yeah.
And then
And
they asked
that's
Steve
one
Nash,
thing.
and
It's like
he was like, they asked Steve Nash one day. They were like, "So is Kyrie gonna play tomorrow?" He's like,
I don't
"Sure."
fucking
Like
know.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And that
I
sucks
feel
'cause
bad because I feel like he's been on some weird shit though.
Who, Kyrie?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really
It
watch that.
seems
All right,
like
all right,
it.
all right.
Seems like it.
Let's rein it back in. Let's get to the Hoover of the week.
Sorry. Anyways,
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
fuck man.
So, I know. Somebody's got to keep us on track.
Muck fat.
Mm.
All right.
So, Hoover of the week.
Please edit that out.
We hit
No. Nope.
Anyways.
Not the slightest.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Give me some more.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
Good one this week.
Oh.
That sounded crisp. I like that a lot. Creed Bratton from The Office, obviously, versus Kramer from Seinfeld. I really like this. I forgot for a second.
Favorite Tracy Morgan quote of all time
Mhm.
is in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. He was
gotta
on
watch
there
that
with Jerry
more.
Seinfeld. It's funny.
I've only seen the Jim Carrey one.
Jim Carrey one. That's like the first one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I saw that one.
There are some really good ones on there. And my favorite Tracy Morgan quote of all time. They're in this super nice car. I think it's a Ferrari or something that Jerry Seinfeld picked out for him. And Tracy's got like his arm kind of leaning, and he turns over to Jerry Seinfeld and goes, "You remember Kramer?"
As if like that's not one of the most
like, he's
iconic.
like, do I remember Kramer? Incredible. That guy's unreal.
Dude, I feel like his 30 Rock character is literally just him. My friend recently just started watching 30 Rock when I was in Fredonia, and
That's a fucking underrated show.
It's on Netflix now, right? Didn't I watch it?
yeah,
Or
but
was?
people
is it really?
I love The Office. I love The Office,
Yeah.
and I hate to be that guy like you were saying with Fortnite. My parents got me into The Office when I had to wait every week for a
we
new one to
watched
get
it on
released.
TV too. I think a lot of people. Yeah.
So like it kind of killed. Like I haven't really rewatched it much, but like Parks and Rec and 30 Rock are so underrated. It is insane. Like it's the same comedy. People,
Well, I think that Parks put Parks up on that same level.
yeah,
as
but
The
the only
Office.
reason why is because Chris Pratt is huge and Amy Poehler's kind of big. Amy Poehler's huge with women, and Chris Pratt
I mean, we've
fucking.
done a
I
lot
only
of-
knew
We've talked
I
about
wonder. I don't know if I
Ron
agree
Swanson
with that,
before.
about the reach.
I think
about
that,
Chris
and
Pratt.
Aziz Ansari.
No, I mean, I'm
Aziz
just saying, like,
Ansari is
that
in
being the
Parks and
reason.
Rec.
dude. I was literally why I brought it up is because when we were talking about, I was saying like Creed's one of my favorite characters from The Office is I think dude Aziz Ansari in Parks and Rec fucking kills
Yeah,
me.
very funny.
And
Oh, yeah.
I think I've seen one or two of his stand-ups. They're funny, but like him and his personality on Parks, even Chris Pratt. That's how I knew Chris Pratt. I didn't know him from
And
Guardians
that's
of the
fat
Galaxy.
Chris Pratt too.
Yeah,
Chris Pratt is a funny
fat
bastard.
and dumb Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. So when I saw Chris Pratt being fucking Star-Lord, I was like, holy shit. Like, first off, he's not
He
fat.
does it well too.
He does
but-
it so well.
yeah.
But, dude, I knew him from Parks and Rec. And,
Yeah.
like, I hate being that person who, like, associates a character with,
No,
or an actor with a character, but it happens.
But he was so good.
He was so
Everybody
good,
in
bro.
that show
Dude,
was
Amy's
cast
great.
probably better than any
So
other show.
good.
April, Ron Swanson, and Chris Pratt being the biggest ones, I think. And if you looking back on it, him becoming Star-Lord like that, not a huge surprise because based on how he played Andy, he's
it did
just
surprise me,
so
but it
fucking
didn't.
good.
It did
He's
surprise
just-
me, but it didn't.
right,
at
but
the same
it just
time.
kind of made it click, right?
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
guy's like a fucking good
Right.
actor, you know?
Dude, 100%. And I think another one, too, that I've been told to watch a lot, and especially because I like Childish Gambino's Community. I've never
Yeah,
watched
you've never
Community.
watched Community. We talk about Community a lot.
And I heard the cast is. I know
that
the
show's
cast is
fucking
crazy.
hysterical.
Yeah.
We talk about
That's
it a
a
lot.
fucking underrated
Yep.
show. And people, man, that show got
I
so
feel
Well,
like-
I would say like the first 4 seasons. It starts to tail off, but you know it's
Yeah, it's
directed
so
by
tough.
the Russo brothers.
and it was
I actually
produced
didn't
by
know
them
that. That's fucking crazy.
for like the first 3 or 4
I
seasons.
really
yeah, the
wish-
first 4. That's
and
why I
created
think
by
it-
Dan
real
Harmon,
quick
obviously.
too. I wish I didn't even know that.
Oh,
I
dude.
didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're all buddies because I watched some like Easter egg shit and like they all have like fucking Easter eggs in like Rick and Morty
Yeah.
and like Galaxy Falls and shit like that in
Yeah.
Community. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, dude, I think directors need to get a lot more love. Like, dude, I'll mention David Fincher to people. They're like, I don't know what that is. And then I'll be like, Social Network, Benjamin Button. I love those movies. Like, dude, you should fucking. Those are both done by Fincher, correct? They should be. I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't know.
Social
if
Network.
I don't
is.
know.
The
if
Social
Benjamin Button-
Network-
Network
The
is.
Social
I can
Network
tell
is
you
a
it is.
great movie.
Great
Actually,
movie.
also
David Fincher's done Seven. He's done Zodiac. He's done
Yeah,
Gone Girl.
Zodiac's
He's
a great
done.
movie.
He's done
Zodiac.
Benjamin
Gone Girl's a great
Button.
movie.
He's
All those.
done Zodiac and Seven
the
are
thing
two of
about
the best movies
the
I've
thing
ever
about
seen.
the Social Network that a lot of people don't understand is that as much as it's based on Facebook, it's also loosely based on the life of Terry Pagula.
There will be blood.
Well, the thing is, when Terry Pagula kind of screwed over the Winklevoss twins,
Yeah.
that's when things started to
Well,
rise.
that's how he
Alright,
officially. That's how he
alright.
got involved.
I need
in
both of you
sports.
to get
I'm pretty
eyes.
sure
I
that's-
need both of you to get eyes back on the project. Creed versus Kramer.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I'll jump right into
It's my
this.
fault. I distracted us. But.
So-
You're talking about 2 batshit crazy characters.
Dude, the thing is, what I love about both
Who-
of them is they'll walk into rooms and just hit you with one-liners,
do
and
random
you're like,
shit.
holy shit.
I gotta
like,
say one thing. One of the most fun times that I've ever had was in high school during lunch. My buddy and I went into the auditorium when nobody was there, and we're just hanging out. And there was like a door that's like just a lone,
Hanging out.
stage door.
Yeah,
Hanging out, sucking
hanging out,
dick.
aka making out. Sorry, Liz, you had to hear
Hanging
that.
out of
I'm
our
sorry,
pants.
Liz. Liz, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
And
so sorry.
so there was this door there, And my buddy like gets up and he pulls out his phone next thing, and he played the Seinfeld theme on his phone and just walked through the empty door like Kramer. And we took turns doing that for about 25 minutes.
They never ate lunch.
Dude,
Never ate
Kramer
lunch. It was
alone
so funny.
is what takes, like, this is me a hot take for some people. I know that at least you will agree. I think you'll agree too. I like Friends a lot more than Seinfeld. I like Seinfeld a lot more than Friends.
Yeah, we hate Friends. We're an anti-Friends podcast.
I don't mind Friends. It's funny, but like people overvalue it.
Yep.
And it's so annoying because Kramer alone and Kramer's door scenes alone are funnier than Friends.
You know what's fascinating? So there's this one episode in particular of Seinfeld that's first season. It's got to be first, but it might be second. And it's a long story, but George and Kramer go to this guy's apartment, and Kramer is just kind of in the background of the scene, really. And he walks into the table, right? Like, no laugh from the crowd because it was so early that they didn't realize that. But if you did that in like season 7, huge.
Right.
It blows my mind every time I see it.
That's crazy because that's almost like
but he was doing that shit before anybody was even onto it.
Yeah.
He just knew that this is the character. That fucking
that's
guy,
crazy. I never really thought of it that way too.
N-word aside, great actor.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he did that. He did that.
You don't know the Michael Richards N-word story?
No.
He got up on stage, I want to say at the Comedy Store. It might have been the Improv in Los Angeles one time. And he just ripped into this dude in the audience and just was like yelling the N-word at him. He got canceled for it back before. He got canceled along with that like the Mel Gibson era canceled.
I knew about the Mel Gibson era.
Oh, yeah,
well,
of course.
all right. Yeah. So back to the actual Who Would Win of the Week, though. Let's look at this. So you got two people who are both batshit crazy, really have found a way their entire life to just avoid the law.
I want to go last.
Right? Like they both do things on a regular basis that most people would probably find themselves in trouble for doing, and they just get away with it.
It's very well summed up.
I think, personally, if we're talking fight Kramer versus Creed, I think that I'm leaning towards Creed, and the reason I say that is because as spazzy and uncontrollable and unpredictable and all those things as they both are, I think that Kramer lacks a violent side. I think he's just
kind of stupid, but not
crazy
stupid.
Whereas I think that Creed, I mean, obviously, like in The Office, you hear story even if you look it up, like about who Creed's character is and how he ends up working there in Scranton. Like he's got. And then,
I think what takes him, I'm also going to take Creed, is because I think Kramer is just like, I don't see that killer instinct in him. Like,
no, I mean,
Creed might have killed someone in Russia.
I think
they're both wild cards, don't get me wrong, but like when Creed's just like, yo, I'm fucking hiding from the FBI because like in 2006 I did this. Like Kramer's just like, yo, I accidentally killed a chicken. What do I do? And we'll like run to like George.
There's two specific scenes that I can think of in The Office. I don't even remember if they're the same scene or different time, like whatever. But the one he walks in to the office, late with blood all over his shirt, and somebody says like, "Creed, I like your Halloween costume," and then it cuts to him in like the interview room, and he's like, "I didn't even know it was Halloween. How convenient." And then there's another one where it's so he walks in.
He always drops some.
It's the episode where right before like Dunder Mifflin ends up like getting sold to Saber.
Yeah.
Where he walks in and they're doing that Savannah game show or game, you know, the card game.
Yeah.
Oh, and he walks in and Michael goes, "There's been a murder." And Creed's like, "Oh, I left something in my car real quick." And he sprints full speed out to his car, pulls out of the parking lot. He doesn't get seen for like another 3 episodes.
I remember that, dude. And he peels out.
Yeah, he's out of there.
That's
he's like,
what I'm
this is
saying,
not
dude.
good.
Like, while they're both wild cards, I think Creed just has that like kill. Like he reminds me of like a sleeper agent Creed. Like,
and like
I feel like
the
he's
thing
just
is,
always in hiding.
I think that Kramer would win a fight against most average people because he'd do a lot of
100%.
Yeah,
You know
he'd
what
do
I mean?
some weird shit, dude.
He would scare the
But
shit.
Creed
out
would
of
probably
normal
like.
people. Creed wouldn't be scared of Kramer. Creed would probably start doing it back.
I don't even think they'd finish the fight though. I
think
feel
they'd
like
be
they would
friends.
just befriend each
Yeah.
other and then just go and be
That
crazy
is a
together.
really
I also
interesting
do think
point.
Like
they'd
I
probably be
think
friends.
I think they would get to a point where like they're just like they're fucking each
And
other
he
up.
would be one of those friends. You know how in Seinfeld, like Kramer has random. Like Kramer's
Yeah.
like, oh, I got a guy. He's
Right,
got
right,
random
right.
friends.
Dude, they
That
would literally
be
become
Creed.
Batman Robin. I feel like. Bro.
Yeah.
That's
Or maybe
awesome.
like the Joker. And
Yeah,
More
like the
that
Joker
style.
and the Riddler. Like,
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
I don't even think they
I
would
think
finish the
that-
fight.
I think that, man.
But I
they're
think
both-
that if it was
they're
like
both,
you had to fight, like whoever, like either, like if you don't finish the fight, you both die. Somebody has to win. I
If
think
we're
you
just
win
saying
somebody's fight.
straight
Somebody's gotta
physical
win.
stats, I think Kramer overpowers him just because he's
Oh,
taller.
100%.
bigger,
I think,
yeah.
I think he's
bigger.
bigger for sure.
But I just think
Kramer's a bit of
Creed.
an
I
athlete,
think
too.
Creed has just that. Like,
I don't think Kramer's out of shape.
Yeah.
I
I
think
by any
Creed's
means.
got some just like intel that he shouldn't have, and he's been around for way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just drops those little shits that you're like, bro, I want a Creed side. Like I need more context. But the
Yeah.
best part about Creed is just
You don't
like,
get it.
yeah, is you get 5 minutes of an episode, and he says
Yeah.
3 things
Until
that stick
like
with
the
you, and that's it.
And people who haven't watched it over and over again, like if you watch The Office one time,
You'll
like
see
start
more
to
and more.
finish,
You'll see more.
Well,
and
that's
more,
what I mean.
bro.
If you watched it one time, start to finish as a show, I think that there's a lot of people out there who don't understand Creed's role in the show until the very end when you because he
Dude,
gets
people
arrested
don't-
and then he's living in the office.
People
and then he
don't
plays the song,
understand Jim and Pam's role,
and
in
he
The Office.
shows up. Oh,
People don't understand
The
Dwight's
Office.
role. Yeah, I know. I know people.
Because they're fucking
I know
stupid.
Well,
people-
if you get the backstory behind it, that it's based off the life of Terry Pagula, then The
Yeah.
Office kind of comes
Oh,
together.
geez.
Dude, I've
It
had some
makes a
people
little
that
more
talk about
sense.
The Office, and I'm like, dog, you missed the funniest joke in the episode.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
thank
Some
you for
people-
telling me.
yeah.
Like,
That's a good point.
I love when people do that. Like, they tell me something, and I'm like, you didn't just tell me you're stupid, but you did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me you're stupid
So-
without telling me
Yeah,
you're stupid.
that's what I was
Yeah.
just thinking. 'Cause I just said that.
Creed and Kramer, both super chaotic energies, 100%. But Creed definitely has that more malicious
that darker
intent,
side.
like you
I
were
think
saying.
he's that
Yeah,
darker
like he
side.
just
He's got a little.
he's grittier,
Yeah.
right? That's a thing. That's
I
a
don't know
thing.
if he's grittier.
Dude,
Kramer's got some grit.
he is, but dude, I can just picture Creed just down low in the corner,
Yeah,
just
no,
grinding,
no.
just getting
Creed gets
pucks in
fucked
deep.
Like
deep.
Creed
Yeah,
is
Creed
literally
Creed
like
gets
ready
pucks in
to
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will stab you with his stick
Yeah.
and then just dip and go back at the bench and be like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Kramer's
And covered in
Kramer's
blood.
still
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
ice.
yeah, yeah.
Coming ape shit.
So good, great fight.
Yeah.
But I think just because
Even.
And
I think
Creed
Kramer
always
just
gives you that
is not
sense that
gonna
he's
do
on
it.
the run.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
he's
'cause
always
he
running
is.
from. Yeah,
Yeah,
he literally
is.
is. But like it's just foreshadowing towards
Yeah.
what they never reveal. And
Yeah.
I wish they would, dude. Like
Yeah.
I wish one
Which
day they
kind
just
of
show.
do at he does. So
They
he
do.
gets arrested. Like so, he disappears.
I
and then
want
he
a show
comes
though of
back.
just Michael driving around and like he just meeting character, like just like a throwback shit. Like not even like a movie.
Yeah.
But, like,
Well,
give
did
me,
you see
like, 5 or
David
6
Wallace?
No,
so,
I didn't see
well,
that.
so let's do this first.
He's
and
an
then we'll end
iconic
it.
character for not being in the show too much.
So let's do this. I'm gonna lock in Creed. I think Noah's on the same page.
I'm on
Andy, it
Creed,
seems like you
100%.
follow. To close
I
out,
have
who
to
would
say
win
Creed.
in the
I want to
league?
say
Yeah.
Kramer, but I gotta say Creed.
I do agree that I think there's a better chance of them becoming weird, building a weird
That's
friendship.
a great point. That's so
than there is
funny.
a fight, but I think Creed has more of a killer instinct than Kramer
Dude,
does.
think about
Or the
especially
ability
with
to kill, I'll
crossovers,
say.
dude. There's so many like not superhero crossovers where like people will be fighting each other, and then they'll be like, "Dude, we should just fucking be
Yeah,
boys."
like Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
type
yeah, that's
style, yeah.
literally
We
what
saw
that
that
is, yeah.
together at the AMC.
Right.
So,
I
but-
could totally see that, but at the same time, they're both wild cards. Like they
Yeah.
remind me of a UFC fight. Like you can bet on McGregor, but there's still a chance McGregor gets knocked out.
Well, so I mean,
Good
I'll
point,
touch on
that was
that
wild.
real quick. Now that we
And
watched
that's
the
Yeah,
fight.
let's do
that literally is relevant.
I
I
think
didn't
that
watch
pisses
it.
me
I didn't
off
see it.
about-
I
I didn't
only
watch
saw
it.
the
The
pictures
thing
after.
that
I tried
pisses-
to find the
thing
video.
that
but
pisses me off about that fight and about like UFC and stuff like that. I mean, I don't watch a lot of UFC. Like, I'll tune into big fights.
I do 'cause
like
my
that.
friends do.
Yeah, I have friends that do too, but I'll usually like, tune into big.
I have no
fights,
idea
you
what
know
I'm
I
watching.
mean?
I just know punches of blood,
Yeah,
and someone wins at the end.
My thing that drives me
sometimes.
crazy is if Conor McGregor was like minus 350 to win that fight, like as from like a gambling odds, so that's like he's heavily favored, right? Like,
Right.
yeah,
like very heavily favored, like almost like you don't want to bet on him because the risk reward of that bet
It's pointless almost.
Yeah. So I had a part. I mean, so I'll get to that in a second. But
I like parlays.
McGregor was actually should have been the underdog. He was number 4 ranked in the world, and the guy that he fought, which is how crazy is I don't even know his name, and I watched the damn fight.
David Poirier
was ranked number 2.
Dustin.
McGregor was
short for David.
McGregor was a lower ranked fighter than Dustin Poirier, and yet he came in at such a big favorite in gambling because of his fan base.
That's a very good point. Yeah, 100%. And because like Conor McGregor has like a couple losses. My buddy Cal is a huge Israel Adesanya fan. Dude's never lost a fight. He's lost kickboxing fights, but in the UFC he's never lost.
Yeah, I mean,
and people get pissed because he's like really confident, but he's all about like manifestation. Like the craziest thing about Adesanya, I'm gonna get really off topic. Craziest point about him is this dude posted a fucking Instagram picture in like 2013, and it's of a fucking UFC glove that he posted. It's like his first picture ever. 13 likes on it originally. This dude knew from like 7 years ago. He's like, I'm going to be in the UFC one day and kicking ass, and he's like 23-0 in the UFC. But like,
I'm still trying to fight Billy Football.
That's funny. That's funny. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. He's fighting.
But with Adesanya, he doesn't have the market hype that McGregor has, but he has the stats, he has the ranking. So like that's very good. I didn't even think about that, but that makes sense because McGregor really hasn't won lately, and even his fight against his last fight against Cowboy Cerrone, I still think like Cowboy Cerrone wasn't. I still don't think that was a good. He should have. I think Donald Cerrone should have obviously lost, but I think that fight was not a good like estimate of him coming back. It was way too quick. It happened. And like that's credit to McGregor. Yeah. Like he came with a game plan. That's like, you ever seen the Ben Askren flying knee?
Yeah.
And Ben Askren is now about to fight Jake Paul or Logan Paul in one of those fucking which is
Logan Paul's a boxer.
Yeah, and I don't hate the Pauls. I hate the youngest brother. Jake.
I don't know which one's which. I have no.
Logan's
Jake
older.
is
Logan's gotten better. I've kind of given him a little. I'm a little biased because he's gotten into Pokemon card collecting, and he's gotten a little bit better.
Well, did you see what happened with that though?
Ooh.
No.
So we talked about this.
Yeah,
see, I don't like either of the brothers.
Yeah.
But I respect their brand. Like
I don't respect the youngest one. I don't respect the youngest one at all.
But you understand what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Everything they do is content based.
That's why I can't hate on Logan Paul that much.
Big thing came out about. So you know how he was buying those like $350,000 like.
He's buying
packs?
Mill. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he like the one that like
the fake.
Yeah.
So, it was so pretty much he was going through like a dude who was his guru, his card guru.
No, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we should. I guess we can say it if anybody doesn't listen to that one.
I mean, basic story. Yeah, that card guru got exposed for virtually being a fraud.
Didn't
he just
the boxes were just
but it wasn't his fault though.
Well, they say okay. So
from what I read was just he bought an eBay bid, right?
Prove that it wasn't his fault, but like there's other cases of like scenarios where you can see him and
there's some
it's
sketchiness
almost like
to
he knows that like he's pointing out things that are supposed to be correct that are correct to avoid discussing like the other. And then there's an example of a YouTube video where they're like, oh, like we're buying this.
I know what you're talking about.
We're not going to resell it. We want to open it.
Yeah.
And instantly he's like, boom. So then he calls his buyer and he's
that
bitching
could just
at
be
his
a big
buyer.
collector thing though. Like a lot of collectors, they don't like to open stuff. Like
No,
they won't
but
sell
that-
it. To
but
people.
that
They
was
won't
like
sell it to
saying-
people.
But no, but the people that were buying it wanted to open it on stream.
Yeah.
Like on their live like thing. And the second that they said that, he started to go into like panic, like protection mode.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying that could still. He had already sold it to them. He had already. Sold them the cards, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yes, but so from what you're saying is they already paid for it, and usually you have the option. I don't know how they were setting it up, but if I do it through like a breaker, I can pay them retail or whatever they. So pretty much, dudes like this guru that he involved, they'll buy big ass cases and then resell shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can go on Facebook right now, Big Breaks Hockey. I can hop in there and be like, yo, $250, whatever case you have of a hobby box, open it live for me. So what's cool about that is, what's sketchy though is because every break that I've entered in, because I've been getting into sports cards like I mentioned earlier, it's hockey is the lowest because hockey's hockey. Basketball, football, and soccer are huge right now. Soccer is the biggest because there's not a lot of cards in print. Basketball and football just because the market.
Yeah, so big.
But when you get shit, like, it's all recorded, so like you know what you're paid for. People can obviously call out breakers because there's been instances where people hide cards and shit, and like so like they'll show the empty box and shit because people in the past will be like, you know, oh, this is the break, and then hide shit. So the fact that he was doing weird shit like that and like being sketchy, like it's a red flag because most breakers, the reason why those dudes probably got involved with him is they saw Jake, they saw Logan Paul, they saw, oh my god,
I think even Justin Bieber bought
he bought a $5,000 collection.
Like a couple big people did.
Justin Bieber was showing off his collection, and what's crazy is like market manipulation. It's not manipulation, but the second Justin Bieber went in on that, the prices went for them, or it went fucking crazy. Which is
AMC.
Yo, AMC.
We're doing it.
Buy and sell AMC right now. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Well, you probably wouldn't want to buy ins. No.
Yo, I literally can't read.
Neither can I. Welcome to the club.
What were you saying
before that? I mean, I don't know. We've been all over the. Sorry, I know I got far away. Andrew, don't yell at me. We've been all over the board today.
Me and him are like 1 and 2 of just getting off topic.
No, I'm glad though.
No, I know. I'm just saying like the combination of us is just like, hey, you want to get off topic? Yo, invite us.
I got you. And I think that it's even.
Most shit's been relevant.
And honestly, I think that. And I mean,
I just can't believe the fucking mic quality, dude. Yes,
like that's that's how fucking conversations work.
Yeah,
so, you know what I mean?
You're right.
I think this might be a good kind of place to start to wrap it up for the day. And the reason that I say that is because as we come to an end,
dude. And last time I looked, it was at an hour.
Yeah. So I mean, but then
we did that the other day.
You see how I mean, us just being in the studio, we have all the technology we need now. We have the opportunity to sit down face to face. I mean, obviously, we're not out of the challenges yet with the pandemic and everything that's going on as far as live interviews go. But we're here and we're ready to get it going. Noah's got the SMR part covered for us. So
that's me and your girl.
I think it's good. I hope that people enjoy this one as our first in-person interview.
I'm saying this right now. This is gonna be your most viewed currently. You have what, 43 right now? Do you know your most viewed stats right now?
Our most viewed episode?
Yeah. Do you know your views?
I don't want to say it out loud, but it's like substantial. It's more than. What did you say?
No, he said 43rd episode. He didn't give it.
Oh, 43rd. Yeah. Okay, I thought you said 44. I was like, what the fuck? No,
I'm not giving you
44. He's fucking scumbag. He's
you're marking me at 44. I was a little offended.
I want to know your most viewed record.
Well, I'm not gonna say it on air, but
all right, well, tell me a little bit.
I think that
all I'm gonna say is this is gonna be your most viewed episode as of current.
I like it. I have no doubt.
I just like putting my claims.
I think that
shooting pointing out.
I think that it was a good episode. I think that it was a lot of fun getting in here with you guys. I think the Who Would Win of the Week was great. We had some other great conversations. Obviously, Noah, thank you for being here. Yeah. Give yourself a stare down real quick. Stare into the camera.
Look at my armpits.
Oh,
nice. That's how you know we've been doing a good podcast. Yeah, you get it. It's a little perspiration.
Yeah, a little sweat and hard work. But
I'll be back soon. Yeah, to burn your ears.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Just so people know, your Twitch channel, stuff like that. Is that all NASCAR? Is that
it's NASCAR _ At one point, I'd say within a year, I'm going to offer the person that has NASCAR. He only has 15 followers, and his bio just says beer, and it's the dude from Adventure Time. Adventure Time and Finn and Jake. It's the dog. That's his profile picture.
Yeah,
so whenever I type in NASC, it shows up him, and then I'll put the underscore, and it's like
So NASCAR _
just NASCAR _
Yeah,
I also created a second Instagram account. My personal is NASCAR. Don't follow that. I'm a piece of shit. If you want, I'm a lot less bold on my gaming and soccer account. That's NASCAR _ I'm also on Twitter. Also, don't follow my Twitter because I have free freedom of speech on top of me being able to have it whenever. But then you get to read it, so it's not good.
Yeah, then you have to read it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a lot of. Most people won't agree, but most people are pussies, so it's fine. Anyways,
and I think that's kind of
my closing statement is be true to yourself. Like whatever music you like. kiss whoever you want to kiss, and have a great day, and don't be racist. Thanks for having me, boys.
Wow, I didn't know you knew the Bible that well. You memorized a whole bunch.
That's the 10 Commandments.
You know I'm confirmed, brother.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the same church. We all went to
Yo,
the
you
same
want to know
church.
what's bullshit though? Is no, we didn't, because I was the last one standing, and the way that I had to make my confirmation was a hell of a lot more difficult than the way that you guys had it. I was nuns every weekend, getting yelled at.
So for
getting
people
told
who
anal
don't
sex
know,
is a sin.
For people who don't know, I'm the oldest. Andrew is a year younger, and Matt is 2 years younger. So we were all in different. Were we in the same religion group?
We might have been in the same
for like
church
a little
school
bit.
class for like a 1 year.
We might have been in the same church school class, but Matt got cucked. Matt got super cucked.
Yeah,
they switched. We got it like a crazy priest at the place, so like our parents all switched churches, and then they.
It could have been worse though.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Because I mean, a lot of times with the Catholic Church, when you hear horror stories, it's mostly about inappropriate touching. Ours wasn't inappropriate touching.
No,
it was just.
Yeah. It was just like
putting that in perspective.
Yeah,
put
in
so
perspective, it was pretty
we
damn
didn't
easy.
get touched. We got
Yeah.
preached at.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
me and Andrew had to go monthly, and then Matt got into some weird nun shit and like had to go like weekly.
Yeah.
And he's still traumatized. By
And
it.
like, did they threaten to fail us? Like,
yeah.
how do you
There
fail
wasn't-
church? Like,
there
that's not
wasn't
very
grades for
God.
me,
That's
dude,
not very
yeah.
gaudy of you
You
to fail
failed
me out of
Jesus.
church.
You
Yeah.
failed Jesus.
They just kicked me out. Yeah.
Man. That was wild. All
Don't
right,
be
let's
Jewish.
get out of here. Go follow Noah and
All right.
watch him on Twitch. He's doing unreal things.
Yes,
Noah,
sir.
thanks again for coming on, being in the studio.
Live in
'cause
the studio.
We
Love
wanted
you,
it
Andy.
to, have you on while we're figuring stuff
He's
out, so
gonna
we
do
appreciate
something.
you.
Don't be shy. Put on some more.
Let's get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
let's leave.
That one was really good too.